Thanks for coming in. Sam came in, so I was happy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Well, I thought I was going to experience something. I, honest to God, thought I was going to experience something joyous and amazing.
No, that's the business.
It really is, isn't it?
It is what it is. Yeah.
I
in the sense that
thought,
she had done
and
a
I
thing.
think that's what I'm like. After it,
she'd done the sitcom and everything.
I'm like, why am I so bothered? I don't even.
She got locked up like Edmond Dantes.
Yeah, I didn't remember it like that, but maybe she did. I mean,
oh yeah, that's how I remember it. But
I should have done that beforehand. But yeah, I plan on doing that, but I didn't know if I'd actually do it until yesterday. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, do it. Just watch it with people. Yeah, it was fun.
I think it's a good thing.
Thanks for coming in. Sam came in, so I was happy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Well, I thought I was going to experience something. I, honest to God, thought I was going to experience something joyous and amazing.
No, that's the business.
It really is, isn't it?
It is what it is. Yeah.
I thought, and I think that's what I'm like. After it, I'm like, why am I so bothered? I don't even like Chip. Why am I so bothered by this whole thing? And that's exactly what it is. I was naive. I was stupid. I thought for a second that we had gotten that the business wasn't always the business.
Yeah.
And we had gotten past the business, and the cool thing that organically happened was happening. And we were just going to let that cool organic thing happen. Right. And that this whole idea of, well, if you want cool stuff to happen, you got to go outside the business, and it has to be done independently because the business will always be the business. I was like, come on. You're just being negative. You're just being a pessimist. That can't always be true. And then you watch this thing, and as the night progresses, I'm sitting there going, there's literally no reason that Chipperson, after all this time, it was absurd at first.
Yep.
But as I'm seeing the two top comedians in North America, Piff the Magic Dragon and Chip Chipperson, compete for the title of the best one, I'm going, there's no way that Chip wouldn't win this thing. I'm looking at the audience reaction. TBS put a poll up because the way, we've been talking about Tournament of Laughs, obviously.
Yes.
From the beginning of the thing, because Chip has had such a strong presence on it.
And I'll be honest, of course, I never thought it would go anywhere. Obviously, I never thought, I figured this would be like one or two videos and done. I didn't think that it would ever go beyond the first or second round. Never thought that.
I feel like outside of this show, it's kind of taken over your life the last 5 weeks or so.
Well, it has. But I mean, it's just making videos, and again, right. Coke Logic was amazing, editing and getting everything together, and But I mean, once it became a thing, and it's like a job you're doing or whatever, then you just gotta do it. You have to,
right?
You have to. I was gonna go out like Chip was gonna go out looking as good as I could make him look under those circumstances.
Well, and that was the thing, that it wasn't like, okay, well, Jim knows it's funny that there's Chip videos on TV, so he's just kind of shooting some dumb stuff with his iPhone, and our radio audience is getting him ahead, even though he shouldn't be getting ahead. It's like these were really well produced, well thought out, scripted videos with serious production value, and I'm going like, oh my God. So from the video perspective, I'm like, just on quality of video, I actually have to give this to Chip. And then,
although, I gotta say, Sam, I gotta say, Piff's, and I'm not just being a gentleman. Piff's videos production were good. Like, he shot them well. I mean, they were thought out. But he did think them through.
And I never thought I would say this. And as we go through some of the stuff that aired last night, I will talk about. There are layers to Chip. Like there's a layers and a process. It's not just running a gimmick. It's not just like I'm gonna put on this dragon suit and pretend and be like a bad magician. Like there are layers to it. So like yes, production value wise, of course, like
Yeah.
Piff, like it looked like a TV show. It looked professionally shot. There's stunts. There's fire. There's all kinds of great stuff.
Yeah.
But there isn't a contest in terms of creativity, in terms of the amount of thought that went into stuff that I saw. And then TBS decides to put out a poll last night.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Because it was a huge mistake. Because the finals of the tournament was the only thing that was not listener voted on. Everything else was listener votes. And they go, okay, listener votes are going to give us the final matchup. And then they say the final matchup is voted on by comedians, and we're going to keep their votes anonymous. And I went, okay.
And TBS, I think, and TBS people had something to. I think they had to say in the votes. I think producers always do. I mean, it's just a part of, this going in. There's always the discretion of the network, and I think that they had something to, like, they had people voting as well. I believe. I should probably have read the contract.
The poll. You didn't think you would need to. You thought this was a couple weeks and out the door. Yeah, who cares about the contract? I'm not going to be here. You figured by the end of this thing, you'd have to film a little video of Chip voting for the winner, not thinking Chip would be in the competition.
Yeah, and I was kind of hoping to do it. I was under the, like, I thought that I was going to do it live. Like, I thought that I was going to find out either way live. Like, meaning I thought I was going to find out while being filmed by them, which would have been fine either way.
Yeah, it would have been great either way, yeah.
Yeah. I know that that's just one of those things, but maybe they felt it was better to err on the side of, I don't know. I don't know what to think it was. But it's funny, as annoyed as I was at the decision, and I am annoyed at the decision, they really do seem to get Chip. Like, the fucking TBS puts stuff that I think is funny up. Like, they put on their social media Chip taking a potato out of his sandals, which is one of my favorite moments. And they're like, there's a potato in my sandals. And they make a gif of that. So it wasn't like that they're idiots who didn't, whoever does their social media, I'll say, definitely represented Chip in a way that made me very happy.
No, I feel like the decision came from way above, to tell you the truth. I feel like the people, like the producers putting the show together, the content producers of the show, I started to get the feeling that the show was actually enjoying the Chip stuff. I thought Jason Sudeikis seemed like he got Chip and was enjoying it and thought it was funny. Like, it seemed like the whole thing. Actually, somebody made a good point in your Patreon thing last night that you realize there's a very good likelihood that Olivia Wilde has now seen Chip Chipperson. Jason Sudeikis is like, Jim Norton, the comedian. Oh, yeah, I heard of Jim Norton. Yeah, this is what he's doing on this TBS thing that I'm doing. What? What is Chip Chipperson, huh?
Let me correct your conversation. Do you know Jim? No, who's he? Oh, he's a guy from the East Coast. He's a guy from the East Coast, and this is the thing he's doing. Ugh, this is terrible.
She probably said, in my mind, I want to say that she saw the video that included the animation, the Coke Logic animation of Chip being thrown into the toilet and left bloodied and toothless.
Yeah, by Henry Wilkerson. Yeah, throw him into
Henry Wilkerson.
Yeah.
But TBS puts up this poll and goes and like acknowledges that the fans aren't going to be able to vote.
Yeah.
However, you can at least vote in this Twitter poll.
Sure. It was up for like an hour, I think. It was only for an hour.
Yep, just for the length of the show.
Yep.
It was fairly lopsided.
Yeah.
It was fairly to one side. I'm going to see if I can get the actual final number that was left at 11 p.m. because we were tracking it. And see, okay, so here's my thing. All right. 1,831 votes. Chip has 97% of the vote. And I have to take it a step further because Chip had 97% of the vote when it was like 400 votes.
Yeah.
So the fact that it got up to 1,800 votes, and I feel like that's a, what's it called, of error. You know what I mean? Like that Twitter just left in 2.5% or so as a margin of error.
Maybe.
I think it's probably a lot closer to 100% than 97%, because there's no way that ratio stays the same as the votes quadruple. Right? It's just too much. Even if it goes more to Piff than Chip, I'm not saying.
Right.
I'm not. But also, Travis just did the math. He said that means Piff got 55 votes, which would leave about 1750, a little more. It would leave. Oh wow! You know how many votes it would leave for Chip? 1776, the patriot that Chip is.
Yep. Fuck yeah.
1776 for the votes that Chip got. Yeah. So then, all things, I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, these videos are actually really good. There's a lot of thought. I feel like if you, I don't know who's watching this show like all the way through the whole season of it, but I feel like if you were, I know we were, but I feel like if you were watching this show throughout the entire run of it, there is this kind of arc of Chip where every week it's a little more and a little more. And there is this weird journey that you've taken with Chip Chipperson, even though this wasn't designed to get any new audience to him whatsoever.
No, it was all to entertain the audience Chip already has. All of it, like it was all inside jokes and all things that people on the radio show in the history of O&A and like all the people who like Chip would already like. I don't think I've gotten anybody who's written me and said, "Hey, I just discovered Chip," and I didn't get one message like that. It was all for people who already were into it.
Yeah.
Which is how I think you have to do it.
Yeah, I think that was the right way to do it too. But I think the hardcores actually learned more about Chip. Like there was more uncovered in the Chip story through the TBS appearance.
I think so, yeah. I think you're right.
But then at the end, the announcement gets made that somehow Chip is Miss Congeniality. Chip is the runner-up.
Yeah.
And then Piff is the big winner.
Yeah.
Chip is sitting there with his crown,
scepter,
and his cape, his throne, ready to accept the award. And unfortunately, he was threatening the entire show. He was saying that he couldn't wait to get the trophy and that he was going to break it on the air because he's just so edgy.
He's rock and roll. Yeah, Chip is rock and roll.
He's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah, he is. Unpredictable.
Yeah. And then everything comes down. I mean, I'm going to tell you, just based on my app mentions, TBS's app mentions this morning are a war zone. It is a mess in there. It is not a good place.
Yeah, I think it's more, my guess would be that people are bummed about the way, and again, you know, the comedians, I don't necessarily, wasn't really expecting comedians to vote for Chip. Although Colin did put out a funny tweet. Colin put out a funny tweet, which said,
he did.
Which said, Chip Chipperson, why am I disappointed?
Yeah. Well, you know, on one end, Chip Chipperson being in the finals was a slap in the face to stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But on another end, I think most comics, if they're being honest, thought this whole show was kind of a slap in the face to stand-up comedy, and Chip coming in and ruining it was actually, I think, a move for stand-up and against, you know, this ridiculous tournament.
Yeah, it is one of those things where, and there was some really funny videos. Like some guys did some very funny stuff. I thought Natasha, some of her stuff was great, and Tim's stuff was really funny, and there was some other ones that were just that were great.
Mateo was very funny.
Mateo was funny. Yeah, I just don't typically like doing competitive stuff like that. I just never liked it, and I wouldn't have done it as me. I just refused. But again, it's not because I think I'm better than it. I just don't like doing it.
No, I know. That topic was tackled on the show last night.
It was mentioned. Yeah, that's probably true.
That topic was tackled.
It was correct.
Yeah. So at the very end of it, like right before they announced, obviously you knew. You didn't film anything for them as the winner, did you? Like a just in case?
No, I filmed the stuff because again, all the shows are pre-taped, of course. I filmed stuff leading up to it for each person, for Piff and for just in case Natasha, got there. And when I filmed that stuff, I wasn't sure if I was going to move forward or you just never know.
Maybe they use it, maybe they don't.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I might, but again, I just didn't know until I knew.
So when you didn't film a victory thing, because Piff had a little victory video, not that we knew he would or not,
Right.
did you get the sense that when you hadn't filmed anything for the end of the show that you were like, there's probably a reason they didn't ask me to film anything?
Well,
or
yeah,
did you not think? Yeah.
Well, of course. I mean, let's be honest. That you these things are all pre-taped. You know, you always, you know. It's
Right.
never a surprise the way they do things everything in the business, unless it is really live, is pre-taped because they have to put it together and fit it into an hour and make sure it works time-wise. So there's certain things that, you know.
Yeah. You
yeah,
kind of
I
had,
mean,
you
you're
kind of
not
had a
allowed to
sinking sensation.
Well, you just know. I mean, you're not supposed to. You can't say certain things during the week because there's a contract that's been signed. But you know, it is what it is.
Well, let's.
You learn not to get your hopes up.
Yeah, I mean, and they really get you, don't they? They test that. They go, we're gonna do everything we can to make it so we can get your hopes up. And then we're going to crush them. Just to remind you, don't you ever get your hopes up.
What I really wanted, to be honest, and I'm not just being, was I wanted to make sure, I really wanted to get to the finals, of course, but because I had shot those videos, so I wanted the videos to be shown. Like, I didn't want to, I would have really been bummed out if they didn't show the final videos, because I'm sure Tim probably shot one or two more videos. Maybe he didn't submit them, but I'm sure he had like one or two shot. Or at least he had been coming up with ideas just in case, because you can't do it, the minute of. It has to be done in advance. So, I was happy that the videos got shown. I'll say that. I was really glad they fucking showed the videos. And, I kind of glad I didn't. I just knew there was going to be two final. And I'm glad I did what I did as opposed to, I was going to take one. I had originally done a card game called King of Hearts, which really was irritating because it was King of Hearts. It was really annoying. But I almost did that, but then I'm like, no, you already did that one. It's kind of cheesy to just put an extra minute on one and give it to them. It's like, do something different. Like, you know what I mean? Start something from the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because I feel like going to the club was such a hit that if it seemed like it was derivative of going to the club, people wouldn't be as excited about it. So there were two videos shown from each of the competitors last night, and then they kind of filled in the rest with commentary from some of the comics and bits that they had produced for the show. I think we should see a little bit, or hear a little bit, I should say, of Chip's contribution from last night.
Piff the Magic Dragon and Chip Chipperson. In fact, we're actually halfway through the first half of the first half. Now, why we didn't break this thing into quarters is beyond me. But hey, that's not what they pay me for. We checked in with Chip Chipperson earlier today, and this is what he shared.
In honor of all the comedians that I have effortlessly trampled, the audience at home should give them a round of applause. And by round of applause, I mean empty out your septic tank and throw it at the television.
It's Chipperson o'clock.
I probably should have expected them to vote for me. I probably should have been surprised that they didn't vote for me.
It's not gracious. You're not supposed to continue to say their shit after they've been defeated.
Here we go.
Welcome to Gotcha, my brand new prank show which has been sweeping the nation. But don't try these at home, because they're as dangerous as they are fun for the whole family. Ow! 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 Who the heck put that in there?
Chip is sitting on a toilet saying, ow, ow, ow. And when he stands up, there's a plunger, stick end out, that he's been sitting on by mistake. And it's the full stick.
Yeah, it's a lot of plunger. That would cause an internal damage.
It's probably a good 20 inches of handle.
Yep, it's a lot of handle.
Slid right down on that sucker.
Yeah, splinters and all. Very painful.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, who's the old lady that said gotcha, gotcha? Or was that
was
that
just
supposed to
Nana Chipperson. I just decided that was a last minute decision. I had done a few takes of that where I did Chip's. Chip just did it from the side, the head coming, because again we had 2:30 and couldn't go a second over. So Chip's head was just gonna come in and go gotcha, gotcha, like from the side, like a weird thing. I had filmed a couple of those, but for some reason I was just like loopy one night and tired, and I just thought it'd be really funny for Nana Chipperson to do it.
you have a Nana Chipperson wig? And a
Yeah,
shawl.
that was like literally a last minute decision, just because I didn't want to show me saying it to like Chip saying it to Chip, so I'm like make it Nana Chipperson.
The wig appears to be on backwards.
That probably is correct. That's a great point. But yes, it probably is.
That appears to be a hair bun on Nana Chipperson's forehead.
Yeah, I think that'd be correct. I think for some reason Chip just felt that it looked better that way.
It looks great.
You're probably correct. Yeah, that might have been backwards.
Whew, that sure seemed like a pain in the fanny. Hey, babe, what are you gonna do with that?
Don't be so fresh, mister.
Uh-oh.
There's an animation now of a woman, an old woman, in a supermarket holding a cucumber with their masks on, very topical.
Sure.
And Chip has pulled his mask down, and as a gotcha gotcha is coughing on her.
Yeah, and they could see the little specks. That was Coke Logic did a great job with that. And Chip asked her what she was going to do with the cucumber, implying she was going to fuck herself with it, and she found that to be
That's right.
in poor taste.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm polite.
Gotcha, gotcha. Cut this part out. Hey, I'm a policeman. We have your computer hard drive, and you're in trouble. Huh? That's a pack of lies. I didn't do nothing. It's a pack of lies.
Uncle Paul made TBS.
Yes, he did. Uncle Paul was a feature player on TBS.
I love that you're outside again. You had to go outside to shoot, like Chip,
Yeah.
the police officer, and Uncle Paul. And did you put the last scene where you go cut that part out? In the cartoon, Chip gets punched in the face for coughing at the woman.
Yeah.
And then in the cut that part out, Chip is obviously is bruised up and bloodied.
Sure.
So did you put that's all makeup and stuff you put on?
Yeah,
Like it's not like a
continu-
filter or something.
Oh no, it's makeup. It's real makeup. It's a continuation. Obviously, it was the second time that not that people again needed an inside the actor's studio for this asshole character, but it was shot originally where Chip was beat up even worse. But then I saw the final animation and it just made sense. First of all, I had to do it in a different suit jacket because I changed something, and then the fist coming in the left side had to hit the left eye, so it just kind of worked. So yeah, it was makeup.
Right. I'd love that you'd put all that makeup on just for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Just for a 2-second cut, because it'd be funnier if like the animation and the real life combined. Yeah. All right, back to Uncle Paul, who when I saw Uncle Paul show up on TBS, I went, oh my God, he did it. His family's watching this show.
Yeah. Yay.
Yeah, because you know there are people that are unfamiliar with the Chipperson universe
Sure.
that are sitting there going, hard drive? Wait a minute. Is that supposed to be a pedophile? Is that...
They have to know. I mean, they have to know an old man go, I didn't do nothing. You know, it's just fairly pack of lies.
Yeah, it's a little on the nose.
It is, but I figured, just you're outside. There's no, it's just we all know what it is because the guy's in trouble, but it doesn't say it, but everybody kind of knows. And again, people, Chip and Uncle Paul fans know who that is. They know exactly what just happened.
And you knew when you made this, the pop at home that was going to get when Uncle Paul just shows up on the TV screen. That's for everybody that's been here the whole time.
The people who came in to the room last night, and again, which was really fun. It was fun watching because I was on a bit of a delay. I think it was fun watching everybody watch it, and it was for people who've been there and who knew who it was. And that's how it wouldn't have been fun to do it any other way. To do it like where it would have been cute. And again, credit to TBS, man. Nothing that they took out. Like literally nothing, except for they beeped one thing that I wish they didn't beep, but that was probably the standards and practices. That was a week ago. But they were amazing. They didn't fucking tell me one thing I couldn't do. They didn't say, well, no, don't do that. Hey, stay away from nothing. They just, they couldn't say fuck. That was pretty much it.
Gotcha. God damn it, Chipper. Now, if you thought he was a creep, wait till you see this next jerk. TBS told me I couldn't air this one, but you know what? I'm airing it anyway.
Oh, my.
Hey, Craig, how's it going?
Hey, Chipper. I'm just writing some poetry for my grandmother. Today's her birthday, so I'm writing her a poem.
Oh, that's kind of why I'm calling her. I got bad news about your grandmother. The police called me. She got run over by a tank this afternoon.
Huh?
Yeah, I know. They said her head got caught in the treads, and she was yelling and screaming, and it was dragging her for miles, and she was calling for you.
Craig Schenkel crying sound. Because he believes that his grandmother got run over by a tank.
Yeah,
a tank.
And her head got caught in the treads for a couple hours.
Yeah. Just when we think we've hit the peak,
Yeah.
we get the Uncle Paul PBS appearance. Here comes Craig Schenkel.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I mean, most people, it's only this quarantine that we've even gotten the visual
On Craig,
for Craig Schenkel.
Yeah, that kind of, there was no idea what he would look like. And then one day you're in a costume shop at age 51, wig shopping, and you go, yeah, there he is. You just see it.
Like, I can't imagine what your costume closet looks like after this show. It's absurd.
I had to buy bins for like I bought a couple of these like long rectangular bins that can work as ottomans almost, and there's 3 of them filled with chip stuff, just filled with it. Plus I got shit hanging in the closet.
You have furniture in your house that people think is furniture, but really it's hidden storage for Chip Chipperson outfits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's storing idiocy.
It's just this is how you furnish your house. There's camping chairs left over from parties that people didn't take home, and ottomans filled with Chip merchandise.
And by the way, somebody asked me, we saw the phone screener. One of them said, did Chip do any videos? There is one video Chip shot addressing the loss, which he put up on his Instagram and Twitter. Chip did send out a message. So, yes, there was a video.
Good. To the Chip Army.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very funny.
By the way, it was funny that before this, like at the beginning of the show, Piff addressed the Chip Army.
Oh, he did. It was hard to hear because we were so many people in the room. It was kind of like we were all talking, and so a lot of the show itself I did not hear.
Yeah, in Piff's promo, he addressed the fact that he was dealing with the Chip Army, which I thought was just so hilarious because the fact that he thought he had to mention that on TBS means that he's getting it a lot.
What did he say? Do you remember what he said? I don't even remember.
He had some play on it. It was like, well, I've got the Piff something or other. Like he had his own, military group.
Yeah.
Yeah, his own regiment.
You can't joke about that. That's stolen valor. That's stolen valor.
It is stolen valor. Yeah. I think he thought he was just kind of being lighthearted and fun about it. But I would imagine the Chip Army doesn't like that stuff.
No, I mean, if there's one thing they don't like, it's foolishness. If there's one thing they don't like, it's somebody pretending. They're very legit, and they're a legit force, and they know it, and they don't go for that stuff.
Yeah, TBS did and they ran a whole pre-produced bit called like the Chip IQ game or something like that.
Did they? I didn't see that either.
Yeah, at the beginning of the thing. Yeah, before your stuff. Yeah. Again, being in the room and talking with the headphones in, you know it's on Zoom. You miss it. It's hard enough with just a couple of people. With over 100, it's difficult. Yes.
Pain, cry, you piece of garbage, cry, you piece of garbage. That's it. Cry, wah, cry, you piece of garbage. Yeah, according to the producers, I was too mean. I came off like a bully, and yeah, I forgot to say, gotcha, gotcha. As far as I know, he still thinks the old bag had a head crushed. But anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And remember, when times get tough, gotcha, gotcha.
All right, that was.
Did you go way longer with the Craig Schinkel? Just knowing that, okay, at the end of the day, if I've got exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds, if I'm a second under, I can add another second of Craig Schinkel moaning.
No, I'll be honest. The part of Craig, I mean, there might have been a couple of seconds. The part that we cut for Craig, though, and again, it's weird when we were 2:32. What do we do? Was the moment where Chip hits the button, and again, Coke Logic with the video did such a great job because I have to hit that button and then kind of talk to myself. And the way he made that screen slide in like it was part of the video package, he was so brilliant with just making that feel like it was a couple of us. So no, that was was chopping the beginning part where Chip is sitting there by himself for a second. We chopped in the beginning, not the end. But you didn't lose any Craig, thank goodness. Thank goodness there was no Craig lost.
Well, they had to highlight Craig actually after the video. I don't know if you saw when they analyzed the video.
No.
Craig was what they thought the highlight was. Yeah.
Dose number 1 of 2 from Chip Chipperson. And poor Craig. I mean, he may be crying about his grandma now, but Chipperson knows that one day this is all going to be hilarious to him. Well done, Chip. And actually, can we go back and give more airtime to that last exchange that Chip said TBS didn't want you to see? First off, kudos to Chipperson for all.
See, that's that's where
Yeah.
Jason gets Chip. Just that little thing of going like Chip is a liar.
Yeah, of course. Chip said the TBS didn't want you to see.
Yeah, Chip is lying.
Yeah, Jason was very, very, very funny with it.
Yeah.
Always keeping us on our toes with his fashion choices. I mean, here he's clearly channeling Pirates of the Caribbean in this ensemble that I'm going to go ahead and call Captain Jack Sorrow. Yeah. And then you got Chip's Mark Craig, obviously the poor man's Napoleon Dynamite, a man who proves that, yes, you can give a wig a perm. Look at that. Oy. Yeah, good luck not seeing that when your eyes are shut tonight. Well, if opinions truly are like assholes, this next judge can't wait to sniff them. Here is Triumph the
Oh, we should. And let's play. This is Triumph mentions you.
Insult Comic Dog with his take.
I owe you both apologies. I never thought Piff was a good magician till he magically convinced people that his act counts as comedy. And I'm also very sorry to Chip for saying he's just a guy being unfunny on purpose. Because I recently saw Jim Norton's act, and I now realize this is the very best he can do.
Yeah, it was funny. He sent a nice tweet out too. I saw that Triumph sent a nice tweet, which was thank you. It was very nice. It was fun.
I'm going to tell you right now. Every comedian that we have on the show, that was on this show, I'm going to ask them whether or not they voted for Chip. I'm going to find out. We're going to do some investigating. We got to find out what the comedy tally was.
I've only communicated with 2 people, and neither of them indicated anything. Jeff Ross sent me one text and just said, hey, that thing you did. But he wasn't even talking about these 2. He was talking about the dating one. He goes, that was really funny. That was a great video. He just sent and I was like, hey, thank you, man. And then Margaret Cho sent me a nice a text saying that she loved Chip. Which made me really happy. Margaret was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she likes Chip.
By the way, I do want to give props to Mateo Lane for his halftime show. I don't know if you got to really take in the Mateo Lane halftime show, but it was...
No, I saw it, but I couldn't really, again, because there was so much chatter in the room, I couldn't...
It was really hilarious because, not only because Mateo is hilarious, but knowing him, when the Jennifer Coolidge impression popped in, and he told us on this show, look, this is all I have. I was like, this is great, because he did like a halftime show where he put on wigs, and of course he left his mustache, which is the greatest part of it, and he did like Christina Aguilera, and he did Mariah Carey, and he did Britney Spears, and then just out of nowhere, for no reason, Jennifer Coolidge just shows up and starts talking, and you're like, yeah, this is Mateo. So I thought that was very, very funny. I thought he did awesome.
Yeah, he was very funny.
But I want to bring us to. I'm scanning through the show now. A lot of the comics were not specific.
No, of course.
With their criticisms, they were just like they talked about how they would vote. They didn't actually mention anyone by name for the most part. But here's the second bit, I believe, from Chip Chipperson from last night's tournament of laughs on TBS.
But for a comedian, that's right where you want to be.
Welcome to another episode of America's favorite prank show, Gotcha Gotcha.
Now, I did think to myself, this is a risk to do two. You have two videos, and you're going to do two Gotcha Gotchas. That is a risk. I think it paid off, but I did when I first saw it. I was like, okay, it's a risk to do another Gotcha Gotcha.
The reason I did them is again, I knew that again with people, it could be people go, he's doing two of the same, but I really wanted to do two different episodes of that. I was like that. That's what I wanted to do. I thought of other things I could do, but there wasn't a whole lot of time. Again, we had a week to do two videos total, and that's with production and everything. So I'm like, I had to kind of do what I really wanted to, and I figured these I can get done. And that's what I wanted to do. I'm happy I did it. And maybe that hurt me in the end. I don't know. But I was happy I did. That was what I wanted to do.
I don't think it hurt you in the end. I think the fix was in. I think the fix was in. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some work that TBS and Piff the Dragon have in the future. Wouldn't be shocked by that.
No, I wouldn't either. And again, he's I think Chip is right for a lot of things. And a lot of projects and silly things. I don't know if maybe an offshoot network of TBS, but not necessarily TBS. I don't see Chip shining on TBS in prime
Wouldn't
time.
Wouldn't it be great to experiment though?
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't it be a fun experiment?
Sure.
Where the fun never ends. But don't try these at home, because sometimes people get killed. Who the heck put these potatoes in my sandals?
I mean, that should literally be a T-shirt.
It really stinks.
Who the heck put these potatoes in my sandals?
What a shit prank. What a
So
shit
obnoxious.
prank. It's just a terrible fucking prank.
It's a terrible prank. The way you say it is awful. The whole
It's
thing.
mispronounced.
Sandals. What's Chip going for?
I don't know. It all comes out in a moment. It just stays. No take two.
And it really is nobody would be gotcha'd by that. They'd go oh, there's a potato in my sandals.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a great prank. God.
No, it isn't.
No.
Gotcha.
The old lady's back.
Yeah, not a Chipperson.
Hi, you called and said that my dog died?
Gotcha. Well, that one sure was.
I liked her too. Her face was really good.
I thought so too. I felt like she was just an actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. When I looked at her, I could tell the way I was like, she kind of knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
I feel like Chip might have actually gone out and hired an actress just for this one part. I need an actress to tell her that her dog is dead.
Yeah.
Well, look, there's not a lot of work for actors and actresses in quarantine, so
Right, not a lot going on right now.
she was probably very happy.
Hello, and how did you get in here?
I'm going to tell you the truth. I muted when I was in your Zoom thing. I muted it because this cartoon, I was laughing out loud as I was watching this. Ridiculous. It's first of all, the impression is so bad. And I thought it was Jimmy Carter at very first, and then I realized pretty quickly it was Clinton. But
I think you meant the Trump impression. I'm like, he's great,
No,
Bob DeVono.
No,
He's incredible.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the Trump impression is perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
No, I meant Chip's impression.
Oh, you don't think it's a good Clinton?
It's not the greatest, but it's an animation now of Trump sitting in the Oval Office, and Chip has walked in with a half mask.
Yep.
of like a Bill Clinton Halloween mask with an elastic strap
Yeah.
around the back.
Mr. President, this is Bill Clinton.
Well, what can I do for you, Bill? I mean, we probably shouldn't be talking.
My wife's name is Hillary.
Well, yes, I know that. I ran against her in the election, and I beat her very badly.
I used to be the president.
Yes, and sadly, I'm aware of that.
I got a box of cigars and it's got flies on it.
Well, I prefer if you left now, because I don't like you very much.
Gotcha, gotcha.
What do you mean?
Mr. President, I'm pulling your prick. It's me, Chipperson.
Well, I should have known that. I mean, frankly, I like you less than the Clintons, to be honest.
I sure.
I love that.
Wasn't he great? Bob DeBono's Trump is uncanny. It's so fucking good.
It's really great because it sounds like him, and it also feels like stuff he would say.
Yes, he captures. Well, yeah. I mean, he did that into his phone.
Wow.
That was into his cell phone. He just did it into his. I mean, it was a script, and he did it perfectly. Like literally everything I could have. Originally, that wasn't supposed to be an animation. That was going to be me, a chip on the phone, and then I'm like, why the fuck wouldn't I animate that? Like you could have them in the office together. So yeah, I was happy with how that came out, and Coke Logic again did a great job with that fucking half mask.
Yeah,
but his Trump is uncanny. I think he does. I don't think anybody does a better Trump. Or if there's one guy who does a better one, I can't think of it.
Yeah, he does. He does it really well, and I definitely think it worked better as an animation.
100%. 100%.
And then, of course, it goes to Chip talking, and he's got your photo with Trump, but Chip's face is photoshopped over your face.
Yeah.
Old TBS doesn't look at me and say, Chipperson, you're fired. Now, this next guest, TBS
joke.
told me not.
Not a topical joke any more than the cigar joke.
No. But I mean, with Trump, it's like there's so much going on right now to comment on.
Yep.
After all the things that he's done and said while he's been in office, to go back to Celebrity Apprentice,
You're fired.
Just so out of touch.
It's just something a horrendously unfunny person would do.
To air, but I'm airing it anyway. We told this idiot he was doing a pre-interview for the Tonight Show.
Mr. Norton, would you mind taking your hat off?
Dude, this is when, I mean, you talk about a pop. I popped so hard when I realized Chip and Jim, I believe for the first time, are now talking to each other. And this, for me, I'm like, I get this is just a goofy comedy show.
Yeah.
But to me, on a psychological level, this little bit goes so far above and beyond what should be capable in these things, just with what's really happening here. To me, this moment is what fully breaks down the entire Chip character and why he exists and everything in real life.
Yeah, it did kind of sum it all up, and this part came together kind of well. I was happy with how it came together. It's very short, but when you shoot it, you're like, is that going to be too weird? There was another one I shot with the two of us too, but I wound up using this one instead.
Now, Jim, this is the first time that you have been on the TBS show, and
yeah,
I like you and we're friends, but you look kind of stupid on the show.
I do, and unfortunately, I was dressed in a similar fashion to Lyle. We had on similar shirts.
You have a Hawaiian shirt on and a yellow cap that's too big for your head, and it makes you look like you have a small. It makes you look like you have a pinhead.
Like I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah. I'm not a good hat wearer. And to be honest, I've never been a good hat wearer, and I was happy he pointed that out immediately.
Yeah, you never want to see the space between the fabric of the hat and the scalp. Like like you could slide your hands up there.
Yeah, the hat was probably too ill-fitting. It was an ill-fitting hat on a head that looks poor in hats to begin with. A head that looks terrible in hats.
This looks like Sunday at the Falcone house. You look like you're dressed like Dennis Falcone in this thing.
off. You look like an asshole in hats.
Nice shirt, stupid. Was it your birthday gift?
Yeah, it was a birthday gift.
So TBS offered you to be on Tournament of Laughs. How come you said no, huh? Huh? I don't like competing. What do you mean?
like competing.
You're scared of losing. That's what it is. You're afraid and you're trying to act like you got integrity.
I don't like to compete.
You're just scared. That's all it is. So you put it on my back because you're afraid.
No.
Stop overacting. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. The only content.
Stop overacting. You just completely stripped away any semblance of like protection for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, what am I going to do? I didn't expect him to be kind, and he definitely wasn't.
Just Chip pointing out every one of your real life, like deep down. It was so great.
Yeah, thank you, man.
So great.
Thanks.
Test he's gonna win is if they give out an award for the person who blinks the most and says the least. But anyway, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Gotcha. And remember, when times get tough, they're going to.
When the times get tough, they're going to. Definitely words to thrive by. Chipperson was pulling out all the stops there in the hopes that he can gotcha himself a trophy. And you know what? I can't believe he scored a cameo from comedian Jim Norton. For a second, I actually thought they were the same person. Let's catch up with Chip after that final performance. Here's what he has to say.
It's important for me to win this competition because I just got out of the hospital. I don't want to get into details, but let's just say a cucumber got lodged.
I mean, dude, we have to go back and count the amount of cucumber and lodging jokes
And
that
also
Chip littered this show with.
There was 2 cucumber in the vag because of course they were shot at separate times. It was supposed to be there was a hollow out a yam and shoved my pecker into it in the dating one. There was the mother with the rolling pin and the twat.
I mean, it's all insertion and
yes, it was
terrible.
Yeah,
just terrible. Well,
I can't believe they showed that one because you send in a bunch. I mean, you're shitting. You talk about the comedians, you're doing this and that, and I'm very happy that they showed that clip. Again, that's why I can't shit on TBS because they showed stuff that I would have wanted them to show, and they didn't edit one bit of Chip. They didn't edit anything out of my videos. They didn't fuck anything. They didn't do any of that stuff. So I'm very happy the way they let me show Chip.
that was the that was the last hurrah of Chip on the show.
Yep.
We actually have a video. I didn't want to. I'm bummed out that we have to run this version, to tell you the truth. I really thought we were going to run the other version, but we do have some people that want to say a few words to Chip Chipperson. So Travis, if you're prepared to share that with us. Here we go. Oh boy, Travis is being very careful. He's got his screen share on.
Sure.
I can't
hear it.
Yeah, we can't hear it. Still can't hear it.
Can't hear
Can't
it.
hear it?
How come you won't play
No.
it for us?
I don't know. He wants to just
Maybe
hold it for
because the
himself.
Zoom is the Zoom is not through the system. That's what I'm thinking, Trav.
Wait, what do you think?
Travis, I'm thinking the Zoom isn't in the system. It's not tied into the system.
That's not a
You're
thing.
gonna have to share your audio as well.
Thank you, Troy. Maybe Travis should share his audio. Maybe he should do that. By the way, here's the difference between my life and Travis's life. When it's time for a screen share, he's like, "Yeah, sure." Like that's
Yeah, no problem.
he doesn't have to close windows.
Okay, let me try.
I'm gonna get coffee.
Sam, can you hear this while Jim's getting coffee?
No, Travis.
Okay.
No,
All right.
I can't hear that.
I can send it to Mike, and he can play it from the computer in there. I don't know why it's not
Mike,
working.
will you be able to do that, you think, Mike? Do you feel good about it?
I think I should be able to download it and press play on PCA over here.
PCA. PCA. I love it.
You stop share.
Well, in the meantime,
hang
while
on.
we're setting that, I got it. While we're setting that up, I know that this show is having an impact because I got a text yesterday from Nicole from the Morning Mashup.
Oh, how is she doing? What a delight.
She's good. She's good. She and her husband have been trying to get out of the house and spend time at the beach and stuff like that. A whole bunch,
course.
I think, because they're in the city, so that's got to be the worst place to be stuck with a family while all this is going on. But she sent me a couple of things that are adorable. Young son is doing. Listen to
How old
Nicole
is her
from the
son?
Morning Mashups. I want to say he's 4. I think.
Okay.
This is her 4-year-old son.
All right. Hi, your right excuse. My lady.
My lady.
It's this cute little kid, and he takes his hat off. I can see the video of it. He takes his hat off.
All right. Hi, your right excuse. My lady.
Lady. And she said he just won't stop doing it. She sent me this audio from her phone.
My lady.
Aw, good.
My lady.
She just keeps going. My lady.
And what's going to happen is just the family will think it's cute at first, and then they'll be like, all right, we've heard it. It's done. But then the kid's not going to stop doing it.
Not going to stop. And then you also... Here's the family can't go, oh, where did he get that from? Because if you show them, you go, why would you have a kid watch this? Why would this young child be watching Chip Chipperson? It's just all references to produce going in cavities. You can't have a kid watching this. Milady.
Milady.
So at least we know that Chip made an impact.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy.
I'd say mission accomplished as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I mean, that's how Jim Norton's going to eat for the next 10 years. As the youngsters get older and begin buying things, as they become of age, and they'll start watching Chip. That's the goal.
You got to get more. You got to get more Chip product out there. You got to get talking something, talking bobbleheads.
Yeah, I have another thing I'm about to I have to order them. It won't be ready for probably a month or two, but I'm going to do something else for merch. I don't want to say what it is, but I think I told you, Sam. No, I didn't even tell you. But I want to do this thing for merch.
Is it the thing that I texted you?
Yes.
That I texted you about? Yeah. Good.
And I have a couple of more things I want to do, but I need to get someone who can manage them. I know Merch Pump does them, but I don't know if I should have them shipped. I just don't know what to do yet. I'm very up in the air on what to do.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot, and yeah, I like it. Yeah, and you should be making T-shirts of all these catchphrases, there's
Milady.
this Milady. There should be a Milady T-shirt. There should be
With
a potato. Yeah, potato in my sandal T-shirt. You could do infinity T-shirts. I mean, they're in the wrestling world. There's some of these podcasts that, I mean, literally have 50 different T-shirts because there's no overhead. So just anything that happens on the podcast, you make a little graphic, you throw it up on the website, and you're good to go. And the same
And then
company
people order
that
a shirt and they make it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So you just get it. There's no overhead, except if you pay a guy to make the design for you, that's literally the only overhead. And then you get a cut of the T-shirt, and they ship it for you, and you don't ever think about it. They just send you a PayPal once a month.
Oh, okay.
I got one of the guys who watches my YouTube show made this super ridiculous, dumb, bare bones, a pencil sketch with a white background of me saying "Who cares?" And I just thought it was funny, so I just uploaded it on the website and said, "Go, you could buy a T-shirt, just a white T-shirt with a pencil sketch of me on it." And if you sell one shirt, it's
sure,
great.
And people will buy it.
Sure, why not? Yeah, and the same company that does the wrestling T-shirt website just opened a comedian T-shirt website, so I'll set you up with that if you want. It's all there. It's really easy to use.
Yeah. Maybe I will.
All right, it looks like Mike Good thing Mike's at work, because I have a feeling that Mike would, it'd be a little riskier for Mike to share his screen at home than Travis.
Well, no, Sam, I use a Sirius XM computer when I'm working from home, so we keep xvideos.com off of that one.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
You work and play on different computers.
Yeah, you got to be smart.
Yes, you do.
I'll tell you as a fact that I know that Hot Dog has an opposite philosophy when it comes to Sirius XM computers. He told us as much. Yes, he did let us know that he had used that computer, and he pointed to that one, and he let us know what he had used it for. Self-gratification.
Yep. I respect him. I respect that young man's honesty.
Hot Dog has also laid bare most of his sexual foibles within the halls of this building, so it would follow that he doesn't mind whacking off to company technology.
You're 100% right, Mike. That's a great point. All right, yeah, why don't we play, again, this was not the version that I wanted to play, but the file that is titled loser.mov. I wish, in hindsight, that it had been labeled something a little bit more delicately, but
yeah,
when there's one or the other, I guess that's
it really is only the way that there's two ways to do it. I can't see it.
Oh, we can't see it.
I'm sorry.
We can't see it.
We see your Wii transfer window.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 1 sec.
Yeah.
Oh, now.
We practiced for the Jim birthday show. We didn't practice for this one.
That's okay.
We double checked everything. I'll tell you this.
You should just have to share your desktop and then put the movie up.
Yeah.
That's what I did for Jim's birthday.
Or just slide it over to wherever this Wii transfer.
You hear Troy, by the way? He's got COVID.
Yeah, what's the matter, Troy? Were you screaming last night watching the show?
Yeah, I was screaming at the TV. Yeah, I'm just losing my voice a little bit. That's all.
Oh, cool. Fucking Troyo. You sound like Troyo.
Can you smell and taste?
I can. Yes. I don't have the COVID. Okay. I believe me, I've been sitting here alone doing nothing, so I did not catch COVID.
Okay, good. Just
Mike, wherever it says this is, there you go.
There we go.
Oh,
I can't see it.
Well,
you don't see the Wii transfer?
You see the Wii transfer? Yeah, so if I play
now, hit that.
Oh my God. I've been looking at this Wii transfer window.
Open.
Let's see.
There we go.
You see it?
Nope.
No, it just says open.
Just drag it over to where it says Wii transfer is free to use, but not to operate. Ready when you are. Congrats, moving. There's the download.
Ready when you are.
No.
Wherever that your video is, just drag it to there so we can see it.
It's popping up right over that.
Open the folder.
Yeah. This is by the way, the payoff here is not going to be worth it. So do not get the hopes up. This was not worth this amount of effort.
It's showing folder.
Well, we're just trying to.
What's that?
Okay, can you see it now?
Okay.
It's a tough sell.
There's a zoom in on
it's
your
terrible
email.
It's terrible. It's being handled terribly.
Is this popping up yet?
It's actually
it's not. No.
Horrendously embarrassing for the entire staff. I will say.
Yeah.
I will say this. You all look like.
Well, Travis, you struck out first.
Right, but I'm just a leadoff guy. I'm just.
You're supposed to get on base.
That's true. Yeah, no, Travis, you did strike out. Mike, you are striking out as we speak. And I would imagine Troy does not want any part of trying this because he's been living life in paradise since he left that Google window. So he knows what this is all about. But this is quite embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is.
Just put it up on Twitter so we can all see it. And we'll watch it that way.
It would probably work if you just put it up on Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't think I can. I think it's too long.
Oh. So how come you won't show me? I really want to see it, Mike. How come I can't see it? You won't show me?
I don't know what Mike's doing.
The screen is shared and the video's up. So you see the Wii transfer page.
No, I just see.
I see it.
I see it says mail and it says your email.
I see a bunch of excuses.
Unshare your screen and then.
Yeah, give us an unshare and then maybe a reshare. But you got to unshare then reshare.
You fucked up, man.
Stop share.
Okay.
But then again, Mike.
Okay.
Now share again, and when it says share, just hit like
just start rocking,
desktop, like whatever the first one is. Okay.
Oh, I misread it.
Okay, share screen.
Let's see.
What's the first option? Like desktop?
It gave me a share option for Windows Media Player. Let's give it a. Is it there
Okay,
yet?
there we go.
Yep. Yeah.
Do we have audio with it? That's the big question.
Yeah, probably.
That's the big question. Probably not. Let's play a little bit of it.
There we go. Yep.
There we go.
Hi, Chip. Oh, I'm sorry. I just found out that you didn't advance. I'm sorry. I've been crying all day. And it's just so upsetting. I just keep thinking about, like, Tim Dillon. Like, he's so fat. And he doesn't need any more money. He's just going to spend it on food. It's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Nobody asked me to wear a bikini for this. Nobody asked me to do what I'm about to do. I found out that one of the TBS execs has a high rise in Manhattan. So I'm just gonna go talk to him. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I mean, I don't really know what I can do, but I'm just gonna go see if there's
Should have won, you think?
Yep. Should've won. You shouldn't keep doing your work, like I said.
Yeah, you should have worked harder,
Got the
right?
jacket. You got the bow tie.
TBS,
jacket.
they really got him.
Yeah, they really got him. Yeah. Sad Chip.
What?
Hey, Chip, just calling to say I'm really sorry what happened. I don't know how you lost, but the lesson you learned from this is to just stop trying to compete at all. Don't work harder. That's not going to help. Don't try a different technique. Just drop it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chip. Don't worry. You'll get them next time. But look at the bright side. Now we can finally go to the club. Here's a little something to cheer you up.
Aw.
Don't worry. You're still the best.
Don't feel bad, Chip. You had a great run. Kill yourself. I hope you get corona.
Hey, Norton, I'm really sorry. You and your character didn't move forward. I really wanted to see you win whatever this thing you're doing. Look, you entered. If you don't run the race, you don't know what place you'll come in. And we know what place you came in, and it wasn't first. But I feel bad. I feel bad you didn't win. But hey, maybe next year. Maybe it'll be another contest. Who knows? I know what it's like not to win a contest. I mean, mine was network TV. Yours is internet, but still. Oh, no, yours is TV. His is TV, right? Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I'm sorry.
He's really
sorry about it. Hey, listen, you got that radio thing going, so don't be depressed. Sorry.
Well, thank you everybody for contributing that.
Travis,
I did enjoy the bikini very much, and thank you, Colin
Karen's
and Voss,
bikini, yeah,
Eugene.
There seemed like there were some audio issues with Voss. Travis, what was that all about?
Well, when Troy sent the videos, we had a conversation, and I think we both landed on the same conclusion that Rich was probably cupping his phone and covering his microphone for most of the time. So I had to boost that audio by 500%.
Yeah, okay. That
in editing.
That's about right. Yeah, and you could hear where it like jumped up a couple times because background.
Where he maybe moves his finger, yeah.
Well, still, I thought Colin gave very salient advice. I like that Bob Kelly's son Max said, "Chip, you should have done your work. Like you would have won if you'd just done your work, man."
Yeah, I like that Max had the white jacket and the bow tie. It was a very, very Chip look that the boy put on. So it's very, very nice.
Yeah.
Well,
that's kind. That's the comedy community coming out to support you, and Chip really coming out to support Chip and realizing that there was a robbery that happened on TBS last night.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, but again, Piff did put some high production into his video. It was thought out. It wasn't like he submitted something shitty, because he didn't. I mean, he submitted
No, but
a
it wasn't
legit video, and he did a real thing.
It wasn't as good.
Well,
it wasn't as good. I mean, that's when you. That's when I realized we're working on a full another level. Like the how meta the whole thing got when Chip is yelling at Jim about Jim's real life insecurities. I'm like, this is what this is all about. We're watching this unfold in front of our eyes. Like this is real life now. We're watching the inner workings of somebody's brain spill out through sketch. This is incredible. I've never seen anything like this. Like, just go one step beyond what's presented to us, and we're watching a comedic brain fall apart.
Yeah, collapse.
And yeah, but he's turning it into comedic material. So it's like, I mean, it's incredible. It's the essence. That's the essence. And I mean, like I said in the beginning, it's my fault. I thought something cool was going to happen because something organic was being built. And I should have known that the cool stuff doesn't happen.
No, not on television. It does. I mean, that in a really weird way. And again, this is a statement on TV in general. Like, it's why the internet has done so well and why videos on the internet do so well. Just because television tends to go in the direction you always think it's going to go in with everything. They always kind of do what you know they're going to do, much the way regular radio does, which is why satellite all of a sudden became a place to go to, because it wasn't as predictable and it wasn't as reined in. So in general, that's just TV in general. But hey, they gave Chip a tremendous platform. They used a lot of really funny stuff, Chip funny shit that I would have wanted them to use. They didn't represent Chip cheesy, like in a way I would have hated. Like the clips that they put up, the GIFs that their social media team did, really were kind of perfect for who Chip is. So, there's a lot of stuff. I'm happy I did it. I'll tell you that. I'm really, really happy I did it.
Do you want to hear what the messages were going to be if you won?
Sure.
I'm a little worried to actually even mention it because I feel like we're going to take another half hour trying to figure out how to play the video. That could be a big risk.
Could be.
I'd love to do it this morning.
System we just did.
No, we should be good now. Mike's just got to share a screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. For a second, I heard audio playing, and then it was just Jim's face. So we should be good is a big statement. Big statement. Okay. All right. Looks like we've got it.
Cool. This is what would have happened.
Chippy-ki-yay, Father Mucker! Hats off to you, Chip. Congratulations. I knew you could do it. I knew you could make it to the finals. I bought that hat at Dwayne Reed. Nobody told me to be in a bikini for this. I am so proud of you. I've just been creaming my undies every Sunday night. I knew you could do it. I can't believe it's taken network television this long to realize that you are a mother chippin' star, and I love you. Congrats.
I have to say, congratulations, Chip. You won.
Chip W's.
Double good.
Oh, God.
Hey, congrats, Chip. You're the best. Nobody believed in you. I knew you could do it. You're a star, baby. Keep going. Congratulations. You're the next Nick Cannon.
Hey, Chip. How are you? It's me, Mary Jean. Your friend from the Bronx, remember me? I used to be your lady. Well, congratulations on moving to the next round. I knew you were gonna fucking do it this far. Break a leg. Don't break both legs.
Hey, Chip. Congratulations, buddy. You won. You proved your mom wrong. You proved your mom's boyfriend's wrong. You proved all the kids in school that either bullied you or shunned you wrong. Everybody was wrong.
Congratulations to the finals. I don't know whether
It's the same problem with the phone.
It's hard to talk. My teeth are all fucked up. So, I couldn't talk before I had work done. Now I can't really talk. But anyhow, congrats.
Congrats.
Wait.
With a D.
Congrats?
He put a D in congrats.
Going on in your career. Just give you another reason not to call me. No, I can't use this one. I'm not going to use it. It stinks. Look at how swollen my face is. Congrats on your little contest. Really, it's good. It's cool. I haven't seen any of them, but I hear things.
Like half his face.
I hope you win. I really don't give a fuck, to tell you the truth. I really don't care. Hope you win. I really do.
He's shooting like the Clinton mask was on Chip's face.
It's also, for some reason,
boss.
His phone is still in full frame. Yeah. Like, why is his the only one that's not widescreen?
He's just,
I didn't even know they still did that on phones.
It's not, yeah. He means well. Good.
So that would have been the message, but
well, thank you to everybody for sending a message. It's very appreciated. And hey, we'll see what it is. What it is. What am I gonna do? Chip is not. Yeah. The Chip Army is very displeased. I know that Chip did release a video expecting glory.
Yeah.
And then felt like he was, glory was robbed, and Chip was none too pleased. So on the socials, there's a little of that, I guess.
He wasn't gracious?
Well, I don't believe so. I felt that Chip felt it should have went another way, and he felt that he and the Chip Army were robbed of their glory.
Huh. Okay, it looks as though he is in a crown with a scepter and a cape, and he appears to be, is that Buckingham Palace he's standing in front of?
I believe so. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Hear ye, to the surprise of no one, King Chipperson has slain the dragon. Much like Jeff Snow, I have risen in battle, and I wanted to say thank you to TBS for giving... What do you mean? Oh, God damn it! I am outraged by this decision. TBS will hear from my lawyers, and then we will see what happens. The Chip Army will rise, and we will smite...
Wait. In the images of the Chip Army, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the guy that got busted for stolen valor.
I believe those are 3 guys that were accused of it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's a dumpster fire behind him.
BS will hear from my lawyers, and then we will see what happens. The Chip Army will rise, and we will smite whoever should be smitten until we are done smiting. And then we will see. God damn it! King Chipperson is not happy.
That's too bad. Chip is upset.
Chip is upset, yeah. But it was a very fun, what a fun month or two of just silliness for the, it was really fun.
And look, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that it rejuvenated interest in Chip Chipperson and certainly, brought Chip Chipperson out of retirement. That's to say the least.
This pandemic did, yeah. Yeah, it's been, because, what am I going to focus on? I could be writing a book, I guess. But I just, I'm so bored and day in and day out, and creatively, it's like, ugh, just in the fucking house. And I don't know. That just felt creatively fun to do.
Yeah. A book probably wouldn't have been a bad idea, but maybe there's still time.
No, and I've been writing stuff. I have been writing, but it's just not ready to be finished yet, but it will.
Yeah. Love it. Well, let's take a break.
Yeah, thanks to everybody. Thank you to all the people who were, helped out. And, again, Coke Logic was so great. And all the people who voted, thank you. I really do appreciate it. It was funny. And, you guys, you kept chipping it way longer than anybody expected. And then they decided not to do. Maybe that was the plan all along. I don't know. But anyway, thanks to everybody. I really, really do appreciate it a lot.
Well, we'll see where this journey takes us next. Yeah. The Chip journey,
Sure.
And we'll be back with more Jim and Sam right after this.
It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Social distancing. We'll be right back.
The NHL is back with the Stanley Cup qualifiers, and you can hear every second of the action on Sirius XM. 24 teams have gathered in 2 cities, all with one goal: hoisting the most cherished trophy in sports.
The St. Louis Blues have won the Stanley Cup.
NHL Network Radio brings you all of the latest news, analysis, and insider info on Channel 91. Then, when the puck drops, listen to every spectacular goal, magical save, and board-rattling check on Sirius XM.
Friday nights. A new era of WWE SmackDown is on Fox.
Oh my God!
Featuring your favorite WWE superstars, all ready to put the smack back in SmackDown. And don't forget, I'm still the big dog. Roman Reigns.
There it is!
New yard.
This is awesome!
Same rules. Believe that. Fridays won't know what hit it. Friday Night SmackDown at 8 p.m. on Fox.
AdamandEve.com says the best part of staying at home is playing at home. Ooh. Simply choose almost any one item at 50% off and also get free shipping. All you need to do is remember this radio station's exclusive offer code DOLL. Got it? That's DOLL doll. Then go to AdamandEve.com and choose an adventurous new toy for him, a sexy piece of lingerie for her, or maybe something you'll both enjoy together. And don't you dare forget the 50% off and free shipping on an item sure to spice things up. Plus, it's delivered for free, discreetly right to your door. Just remember offer code DOLL. That's DOLL doll. So go to AdamandEve.com and choose something daring to spice up your night. And use that offer code DOLL. Don't forget that offer code DOLL.
Meet Chuck. Now, meet Chuck's personal information.
Hello.
Made up of things like account logins, bank info, and Chuck's social security number. Whenever Chuck shops, banks, and browses online, his info travels all over the world.
Bonjour. Ni hao. Privyet.
Exposing it to cyber threats.
Well, that's no good.
So how is Chuck able to sleep? Because he knows Norton and LifeLock are now part of one company. Norton 360 with LifeLock provides an all-in-one membership for your cyber safety that gives you device security, identity theft protection, a VPN for online privacy, and more. No one can prevent all cybercrime and identity theft, but Norton 360 with LifeLock is your ally in today's connected world.
That's a relief, right, Chuck? I think that's a yes.
Sign up today for Norton 360 with LifeLock and save 25% or more off your first year by going to norton.com/Sirius. That's norton.com/Sirius for 25% off.
Rates are at historic lows. At the same time, home values have gone up roughly 50%. Maybe it's time to put that equity to work by paying off high-rate credit cards, personal loans, or remodel your house. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial. Let us put you in a position to do any of these things with no closing costs. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to see how we can save you thousands of dollars a year. So call Westland at 888-615-3669. Call us at 888-615-3669.
Lennox Financial Mortgage Corp. DBA Westland. NMLS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Faction Talk, Sirius XM 103 is the home of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Mornings.
Be contoured. That sounds like my nickname in high school. So clever.
Cavino and Rich at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Are you serious? Yes, and that's the truth, brother.
Bennington at 2.
I can live like a vampire easily.
The Jason Ellis Show every day at 5 p.m.
Being unprofessional is my profession.
Sometimes I feel like I'm about to say something professional, and then I tell that person to shut up and go home.
Listen to Faction Talk on demand anytime with the Sirius XM app.
You know, people are calling Dish service technicians the good news guys. They install Dish in people's homes, then comes all the good news. The Hopper from Dish is TV's most powerful DVR. It'll hold up to 2,000 hours of TV greatness. You're going from being able to store a little bit of your home renovation show to being able to store a lot of your home renovation show and your cooking show, your cop show, your doctor show, and even the show you won't admit to watching, PBS. Dish's Hopper holds a ridiculous amount of TV, and that's some seriously good news. Whatever your passion, record up to 2,000 hours. Just another reason Dish is ranked #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Dish, tuned into you. Recording hours do vary. 2,000 hours is based on SD programming. For J.D. Power 2019 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To learn more, dial 1-844 Call Dish. You can visit Dish.com or just find a local retailer near you.
Hey lovers, this is Dr. Emily Morse, host of SiriusXM's Sex with Emily. Who could have predicted that being single and trying to date in 2020 would be such a challenge? Well, it doesn't have to be. Whether you are single, you're in a relationship, you're home alone, I am here to make sure that you get the pleasure you deserve.
I'm realizing now, the older I get, that it's okay to talk about it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Because we're all in this. Let's bring in the good stuff. Sex with Emily on SiriusXM Stars 109, Faction Talk 103, or however you stream in the house.
Is working remotely the new normal? Have you been doing it that way with your business all along? Still using an answering machine? Did you know 85% of callers who only reach voicemail simply hang up? Don't let that happen. No matter your circumstance, you can build your business faster with Abby Connect. Plan to continue without a receptionist? That's risky. Customer experience should be a top priority. A live person answering your calls can affect your profits by as much as 25 to 95%. Improve your business without paying full price for a full-time receptionist with Abby Connect. On the go? Our app allows you to make calls on your business line from your mobile phone. People prefer doing business with people, not machines. Abby Connect can start answering your calls today. For limited time, get a 14-day free trial with no setup fees, no purchase necessary, and no credit card needed. Call now for your free 14-day trial. 800-783-6131. That's 800-783-6131. 800-783-6131.
Biena was stuck in a timeshare she didn't want.
There was a bunch of restrictions and you cannot get what you want for a vacation. That's crazy.
It was much more expensive than she was told.
I might as well save that money and go to a vacation at the end of the year without a timeshare.
She called Timeshare Freedom Group.
They definitely know how to earn your trust because they follow through with what they say.
And when it was all over?
Timeshare Freedom Group told me, congratulations, we were able to get you out of your timeshare. I was jumping up and down, screaming. I was like, oh my God.
Timeshare Freedom Group has guided thousands of people just like Biena through the freedom process. If you're ready to escape your timeshare,
call Timeshare Freedom Group and start the freedom process. You won't be sorry.
Call now. 866-241-CANCEL. That's 866-241-CANCEL. 866-241-CANCEL. TimeshareFreedomGroup.com.
Timeshare Freedom Group. We set you free.
This is not an offering to sell a franchise. Franchise offerings are made through the franchise disclosure document. Ask for details.
Do you have a high-stress corporate job? Are you tired of working for other people? Do you want to invest in a business that makes a positive impact in your community? Express Employment Professionals is looking for franchise owners in your area to transform people's lives. With an Express franchise, you are a hands-on leader and relationship builder in a recession-resilient industry. It's a great way to benefit your community by helping people find jobs and helping local companies find employees. As Entrepreneur Magazine's #1 staffing franchise for 9 years running, we average $6 million in annual sales and have a proven track record of helping franchise owners create businesses that thrive. You'll get all the training and ongoing support you need from industry experts. Now is the time to own an Express staffing franchise. To find out more, go to expressfranchising.com. That's expressfranchising.com. expressfranchising.com.
Broadcasting live from quarantine. We are back with Jim Norton and Sam Roberts Show.
Guys walking around like 4 rock stars walking through with people. Why do always post-apocalyptic girls in videos do that thing where they spread their hands? Like, like why is that always the move of post-apocalyptic? Like they look good and their clothes are always like tattered in a sexy type of Barbarella way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get it.
And they're all hot.
They're all hot.
Yeah.
They're hotter than girls I see now with a cup waiting in a fucking... Girls now in 2020 don't look as good when they're like panhandling. And yet these post-apocalyptic women are all fuckable.
Yeah. It's amazing. Well, maybe everybody's going to get hot right before everything gets destroyed.
Or maybe we protect the ones with big tits. Maybe that's what happens. Anybody with big tits is saved, and anybody with small tits is pushed out into the abyss.
Possible. Yeah. That's very, very possible.
Yeah.
I don't know what show this is here on Sirius XM, but it seems...
Jim and Sam.
No, and I know what this show is. But I was reading an article, and it seems super interesting. Have you heard about this Jim Roberts and Sam Norton show?
I have. Yeah, it's a really hot show. Getting all the scoops. Yeah, Jim Roberts and Sam Norton doing very well.
Yeah. So the Daily Mail, I guess, that was for the Oliver Stone quote, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were just getting quoted so many places over the weekend. It was really hard to keep track, So many different stories, so many different publications. Kind of hard to keep track. So props, by the way, to the SiriusXM PR team.
Amazing
not the promotions team, but the PR team. The PR team crushes it every time. But yeah, it really makes you realize how little care is put into news articles that have journalistic integrity when it could just go through and just be Jim Roberts and Sam Norton. And they're like, all right, fit to print. Let's go.
Perfect. Let's go.
Also, how easy it is to just change the news. When you post a news article on a news website, I don't think you should be able to edit it. I think if you have to put out another article explaining why the first article is bad, then that's fine.
Sure.
But I think that, if you're a journalist, you should have to stand by everything. You shouldn't be allowed to change articles. The author of this article that quoted us as Jim Roberts and Sam Norton.
Yes, he did.
He changed his article after receiving the wrath of Hot Dog. He got a tweet from Hot Dog, and he was like, "Oh, better change that." So his editor didn't catch it, but a tweet from Hot Dog came through.
All right, well, so it was corrected.
I believe it was corrected. I mean, I wasn't interested. I was glad I had the screen grab to prove that it was not. Yeah, I was happy that it was wrong because it gave me the opportunity to post it, and then I could post it going, let's all laugh at this together. In reality, I'm going, hey, guys, look, we got some press, but I don't have to be that douchey guy that goes, just posting the headline. Look, my name is in a headline. I could just post this. Instead, there's actually a reason to. It's actual content now.
Yeah, there is.
So
I'm happy that they fixed that.
Yes, me too. But I was, first of all, before we go a step further, did you have any idea that Wilford Brimley was alive?
He's one of those guys. It's kind of like Brian Dennehy, where you've just been aware of him your whole life, and he's older, so you're not sure if he passed away. But then when you hear he passed away, you're like, oh, I wasn't sure if he already had, but yes, that makes sense because he's old. Like when 85, and I hadn't heard from him in a while. I didn't know what old Wilford Brimley. I think since The Firm and those diabetes commercials, I believe. I haven't heard from Wilford Brimley. 85 years old. Not surprised. I mean, when you're that old, no one is. When you're after 80 and you die, I mean, it sucks, but nobody is really shocked. No one is like, "Fuck, that's heartbreaking." It's like, all right, he had 85 years.
So a couple of things. I would have told you on the Bible. I'm quite sure he died 15 years ago.
Oh,
I would have
really?
been like, yep. That's why those diabetes commercials are not anymore. I would have sworn he died 15 years ago. Not like I'm not sure. I was positive he was definitely dead. And then. When I found out he was dead, I was like, he must be 140 years old. I thought when I saw he was 85, I could not believe it. Like that guy has looked 85 for the last 40 years.
Yeah.
At no point, I mean, I remember him as a kid on.
Wow, you're not older than him.
No.
Oh,
we didn't
sorry,
know each other's. Yeah, we didn't know each other as children. Yeah,
I apologize. I jumped the gun there. My apologies.
But he was on a series as a kid that I, for some reason, was I liked it. when I was a kid, but it is not a famous series, and it's not a series that any kid should have watched. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
The Valachi Papers.
I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Was it the Valachi Papers?
I don't know.
I'm almost positive
it was not.
It was not the Valachi Papers.
Or you would know better than me. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, he was on Three's Company.
I don't think. No, he was not on.
Yeah.
What was he on Three's Company?
He played a traveling vacuum cleaner salesman who sodomized Mrs. Roper.
I don't think that was.
Yeah, he gave her a good sodomizing.
No, it was called Our House. It ran from 1986 to 1988. And when I was thinking about Wilford Brimley, I'm like, why do I feel a connection with Wilford Brimley? And then I was like, yep, it's because I watched Our House. I remember, like, as a really little kid, being really excited about the show Our House. He played Gus Witherspoon. Following the death of his son, Gus Witherspoon takes in his daughter-in-law and 3 grandchildren to live with him. Adjustment to the new arrangement is not easy on any of them.
Was it a comedy?
He's this old... No, it's a drama.
Yeah, I said with the death of the son-in-law. Yeah, makes sense.
Yes, it's a drama that I watched when I was 4 or 3. Yeah, I would watch Our House. And the old man had to help raise this family. He was like Mike in Better Call Saul. He brought in the daughter-in-law and had to raise the kids. But see, even then, 1986, this show comes out. And he's the grandfather of the son who died. Like, I guess as a kid, I assumed he was 85 years old in 1986.
Well, no, he was the father of the kid. He was the father of the son, not the grand. He was
That's
the
what
father.
I mean. So he was the kid's grandfather. Yeah.
Oh, the kid's grandfather. Yes.
Yeah. So he was the kid's grandfather. But you look at a picture of Wilford Brimley in 1986, and this dude would have only been 50 years old, 55 years old, something like that.
Well, 85 now, 86 is 34 years ago, so he was 51. Well, yeah.
That's insane.
He's my age. He's my age.
Yeah. Yes. You could look at this. Look at pictures of Wilford Brimley in 1986 and tell me that man is the same age as you. There's no way.
Yeah.
I think he was far older than 85. I think he was 140 at least.
You think those were Hollywood years, 85?
I feel like they've got to be. I mean, think about Cocoon. What year did Cocoon come out? Cocoon came out in 1985. That would have put him at 50 in Cocoon? There's no way he was 50 in Cocoon. Look at that old codger.
Why did the show go off the air? Do you know?
I'm assuming it was not a very good show. Yeah, I don't think I ever watched it. So all my memories of that show, it's so weird the stuff you remember. My family moved to England in 1989. And I don't remember watching that show after we moved.
Oh. You probably found another series when you were in England.
You don't think the show was attached to other memories? That I'm trying to, I remember the show instead of remembering.
I don't.
Why would I remember that show?
Why would you remember watching it with your head tilted to the side and it's all you could see was the big screen and you felt the tickle of the salty tear as it ran down your cheek into the corner of your mouth?
Just focus on Wilford Brimley. Focus on Wilford Brimley.
So comforting. Such a nice man. He's such a nice man.
I don't think that's a realistic scenario.
You might be right. You might be correct. You would know.
But regardless.
You don't remember seeing it when you went to England. Like when you were a kid, you watched it, but you don't remember seeing it once you got there. Yeah.
So it wouldn't have even been on reruns. I would have watched it live, when it was on. And I don't know that it had a life. I never heard of the show again after we moved in maybe it was 1988 when we moved. It was either 88 or... Yeah, it would have been 88 when we moved. So I never heard from that show again after 88.
What year did he do The Firm? Was in the 90s, I think, like 96, 95 maybe?
Yeah, I think
it's the movie with the worst music ever was in The Firm. It was the worst scored music ever.
That was 90.
It was really weird, bizarre, terrible music.
93. What a cast, huh? Yeah. Tom Cruise, Gary Busey.
That's right.
Ed
Rutger
Harris.
Hauer. Isn't Rutger Hauer in that?
I'm looking right now.
In The Firm.
Tobin Bell, it might be who you're thinking of. I don't see Rutger Hauer.
You're right.
Tobin
you know
Bell.
what?
Gene
Tobin
Hackman.
Bell. Yep.
Yeah, you're probably thinking of Tobin Bell.
Hackman, yes.
Holly Hunter. My God.
Yeah.
Gene Triplehorn. Remember when Gene Triplehorn was a big deal?
Who is he?
That is a lady.
Oh boy. Well, you know.
Well, regardless.
Yeah, that's understandable.
It's a bummer. Yeah, I wonder if the trailer for this movie has the bad score in it. I'd love to find out. I'm gonna play the trailer in.
It's so bad.
8 seconds.
I remember it being distractingly bad. I remember another one was Injustice for All that had a score that jumped out at me as awful.
Terrible Injustice for All.
You remember
Injustice for All, definitely. The score is what dates it so badly. Like, the score is what screams you are watching a movie from the 80s. This is a terrible movie.
Injustice for All I think that was 79, if I remember correctly. And I could be incorrect.
Okay.
But you're right, it's the same era.
Yeah.
Prone. 4 dead lawyers.
You can't, that's it. This is The Firm.
Lawyers at your firm sure seem accident prone. 4 dead lawyers out of 41.
And Harris,
10 years.
I think you've got a serious problem.
Paramount Pictures presents Tom Cruise
They can get to anyone, anywhere.
in the motion picture suspense thriller of the year.
What are you doing here?
If we run, they find us.
Based on the #1 bestseller,
Your life as you know it is over.
The Firm. Now available on video cassette.
Yeah, that's just trailer music. I mean, the actual music
score
in the film. Ooh.
Well, 93 is that awkward time. Like, you're kind of just getting over the 80s and still figuring out what the 90s is going to look like. There was some real awful stuff in the early 90s.
Because you're looking forward to the end, to 2000. I mean, that was the big thing was 2000 is coming. And once you got into like 93, you're like, you can't, we're 90, fuck 90. We want 2000. Are we going to get there? The computer's going to shut down. It was kind of a tense time, if I remember correctly.
I don't know. I definitely remember by 99 it was tense because that's when Y2K was like, bro, it's over. It's done. People were just waiting, and then it was like, no, everything's fine. Everything's going to be okay. You know, I think my favorite headline over the weekend, did you read about the documentation in the Jizzy Lane case and the
I did,
and the data that came out, the accusations of Prince Andrew and what he enjoyed?
Well, this little fucking apparently he likes a little piggy that goes to market. He likes a little piggy.
He liked to lick
little piggies.
He liked to lick between the toes.
Yeah. Now here's now that's either a completely fabricated thing, or his wife is going, "Oh, you motherfucker!" Like, because if he enjoys it on her, he probably enjoys it with his wife. Or you know what? It's not something he does regularly. His wife's like, "That's crazy. Why would she say that?"
Or I bet there was one conversation that happened early in their relationship where she was like, "Don't do that. I don't really like that."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he tried it once, and she was like, "I don't really like that." And he was like, "Oh, okay. All right. No problem. No problem." And then she reads this behavior and goes, "Oh, my God. He never stopped licking toes."
Although, I think the time, isn't that before he was married?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Either way, it's the same principle. Like, I said no to this. This is definitely him.
Yep.
It couldn't be me. In the war, my salivary glands went dry, so I don't sweat or spit.
I don't like the smell of feet. I don't like to lick between the toes. I've never tucked my genitals licking between toes. I don't like it.
It's ridiculous. I don't have a tongue. Sir, I can see your tongue. Right. It was put in later.
It's not surprising, though, that if that's true, it's not surprising that a guy Because feet licking is such a submissive thing. It's such a bowing your head thing. So it's not surprising that a guy in such a powerful and privileged position in life would get off on something that's the polar opposite, which is licking between toes. Do you know what I mean? It's not surprising that anybody, like, you know, who is, I mean, again, you could be a dominant too, but it's not surprising that someone like that would enjoy feet.
Yeah, kiss my royal feet, and then in the bedroom, he's licking toes.
Licking toes, yes. Oh, yes. Let me get on the ground there and give your toes a little smooch. Get a little kiss.
But wouldn't you love to hear what his excuse would be? I mean, never have I witnessed any public figure give worse excuses than Prince Andrew.
Not a particularly good explanation, no.
No. Like, I am dying to hear what he would say, why this couldn't have been him, why this has to be false. Because he's not the type that goes, well, if you just don't say anything, you'll be fine. No. I've got quite a good excuse. You see, I don't sweat because I got so scared in the war. What?
Oof.
Couldn't have been me. She said I was fat and sweaty. I don't sweat.
I don't sweat. My sweat glands were shut out.
Yeah. And if she's lying about the sweat, she must be lying about me. Must have been someone else.
Yeah. Not.
I don't lick toes, especially in between. No. You see, when I lick toes, I suck on the toes. I don't lick in between, so couldn't have been me.
He liked licking. I wonder if he liked clean feet or sweat. If you lick in between the toes, you're looking for a little bit of smell. You don't lick between the toes hoping they're clean.
Trying to get that funk.
Maybe a little, perhaps a little. I'm not a big in between. I mean, I will lick in between toes, sure, but it's more. It's not necessarily a specific thing for me. I guess for him, that's a thing. If it's true,
well, yeah, because
it gets him off.
In between the toes is where all the lint and jam collects.
It does, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would think you're probably right. If you're going to go that far, you're not looking for a sterile environment. You don't want it to, feel like a doctor's office. I think you do probably want some essence of the person. Do you believe that if you had to put money on whether or not Prince Andrew licks in between the toes, are you putting money on yes or no?
Again, it sounds believable. Doesn't mean it is, but it sounds, would it surprise me, even regardless of who said he did it, the fact that he's fucking such a powerful guy liking feet doesn't seem like a huge stretch.
Right.
If there's truth to that. If there's truth to the fact that people like the opposite. But I've known enough dominatrixes who have said that most of the guys who want to get pissed on are lawyers and cops and people who are powerful judges, like people who have that and they want to. But then again, a lot of women I've gone out with who were more powerful people had a more submissive side to them. It's just the opposite.
Remember all the controversy? Remember Fergie, Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess, Sarah Ferguson?
Yes.
You know what one of the big things, one of the big scandals with her was?
What?
She was getting her toes sucked.
Was it?
Oh, yeah. You can look it up. Remember the Sarah Ferguson toe-sucking scandal that cemented her exit from the royal family? I'm looking at a picture right now. Sarah Ferguson is laying out in a beach chair with an inflatable dragon or something next to her, and there is a bald man sucking that woman's toes. Just
now,
sucking them like they're Tootsie Pops.
Was she already married to somebody else when this happened? Or I don't remember this.
Yeah, I believe that she was married. And that's how she got in. I think she was married. If you Google Sarah Ferguson toe sucking, the photo that will present itself is one of the most infamous photos of the Duchess of York. It's the rumored reason it was touch and go on whether Eugenie's grandfather, Prince Philip, would attend her royal wedding to Jack Brooksbank today. This was in 2018 is when this was written. It's also been thought of as the main reason behind Sarah's apparent damaged relations with the royal family. Sarah Ferguson
was
married.
Was she in by being married, or she was born into them? I don't know much about the royal family. She was born into the royal family. She's not married into them, right?
I thought she married in. It says Sarah Ferguson married Prince Andrew on 23rd July 1986 at Westminster Abbey. But if she's still in the conversation, maybe she wasn't married in. I don't really know either. But
was she married
some
to
guy
Prince
named
Andrew?
She was married to Prince Andrew.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming Prince Andrew saw these toe sucking photos and was none too pleased. Says it's not Prince Andrew sucking the toes. Yes, the marriage hit the rocks a few years later. The pair announcing their separation in March of 1992. While it's been reported that Andrew's constant traveling as part of his military career in the Royal Navy was one of the key reasons for their separation, it's also well documented that it was also Sarah's apparent courting media attention. Of courting media attention? I don't even know what that means. It's very strangely worded. However, the point is, I'm looking at Sarah Ferguson getting her toes sucked right now by a gentleman named John Bryan. So, maybe there's something to that, Jim.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, again, I don't really remember the incident, but she looks to have... this is Sarah Ferguson. I met her once. She was at Sirius, and she took a picture, although it was not with Jim. The face morphed a little. So Sarah Ferguson has a photo with Chip.
Show up? Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, but many years ago, yeah.
Okay, so I think...
she's sexy.
I think Eugenie is the child of Prince Andrew and the Duchess of York.
Eugenie?
And so Eugenie is the one who Prince Philip didn't want to go to her wedding because her mom gets her toes sucked. So I think Sarah Ferguson is on the outs with the royal family. It's Princess Eugenie who is not on the outs because she is blood because she's Prince Andrew's blood. Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, was born in, and then she got her toes sucked by John Bryan. And I'm looking at photos right now. He was like, I mean, he went both knuckles on the big toe, straight to the foot.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. There's no way to spin that.
No
Where
way.
were they? Does it say where they were? Were they like in a hotel or a resort?
It looks to be some kind of private resort because there's like clay walls, and there are not a lot of other people around. Specifically, no other people are around. And it's broad daylight, and he's just sitting. She's laying on a beach chair, and he's sitting on the end of the beach chair. I mean, there's no questioning what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's not applying suntan lotion. He has her feet in his mouth.
She's large.
So maybe
feet,
that's
too. Nice big arch.
But you know what
you could see that.
You know what that would lead me to believe? Prince Andrew sucked toes.
Yeah, he might be a toe guy.
Maybe all the princes are just sucking toes. So is Prince Andrew? I'm not. Yeah. Prince Andrew was sucking toes. He was sucking. Yeah,
right, man. He might have been. Might have been a big toe.
He was sucking Fergie's toes. Maybe that's why he ended up marrying her. Couldn't keep those toes out of his mouth. Yeah. And then, a few years later, she's laying down at a resort, and John Bryan is sucking the toes that Prince Andrew used to suck. That's bad. That's real bad. So if there is a photo of your ex getting her toes sucked, and then a woman accuses you of sucking her toes, I feel like it adds to that woman's credibility.
Yes and no.
Tell me.
And no. Because the photo existed first. So it could be something.
Oh, so she could just be playing off of it.
Of what was seen, yeah. Again, that's how he'll probably, what he'll say. But either way, it doesn't mean anything either way. But it does make you go maybe.
Let's be honest. He'll say, I don't even know if it's a real photo. That has to be looked at. I don't know if that's her foot.
I've never seen feet. But it is funny that when you look at the royal family, Charles, There was rumors that Diana was fucking that guy James Spencer or Hewitt, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
The guy who they say is Harry's father. And then apparently Prince Andrew, it looked like she was out there getting her feet sucked. So maybe the royals are not putting it down properly. Or maybe they're making...
Maybe
they might not be in... I bet they don't eat pussy. That's probably the problem. They're probably not good pussy eaters. I bet neither one of those guys does not know their way around a clit.
You're probably right about that. Because they would never have to. I mean, they're the prince. Why would you have
let me tickle the button. Let me flick the bean. You know, unsexy. Are you coming, my darling? Are you coming?
You think they're using that tongue like a jackhammer? Just
stop, not properly. Stop. No.
Stop.
I know what they're doing. No.
Leave me alone. No. Google it has a mistake. I just I wanted to get the name right that you just said, so I googled Prince Harry's father, and it says Charles, Prince of Wales, so that's not right.
No, I think that's a mistake.
Right. I think that's an error on Google's
That's a bit
part.
of an error, yeah.
Yeah, but I think right under it, it says people also ask who is supposed to be Prince Harry's father, and you are right, James Lifford Hewitt.
Yeah.
And the only reason people think that is because he was around Princess Diana a lot, and he looks exactly like Prince Harry. So that's the only reason. I mean, he does look a lot like him. Let me click this photo. Let me tell you if I can confirm that or not.
Yeah.
James Hewitt. Yeah. No, the resemblance is uncanny, I would say. Uncanny is about right. And also the first photo that comes up of him is a photo side by side with Prince Harry.
Oh, they do mention that?
It's literally the first photo.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep.
Right away. Profile is the same. Nose is literally
the
identical.
mouth is exactly the same.
Yeah. And also, it should be noted, Prince Harry looks not very much like Prince Charles. Not too much.
You said nothing wrong. He looks nothing like Prince Charles.
Okay. The other son does. Prince William looks like Prince Charles a lot.
He looks a lot like Prince Charles, yeah.
Not Prince Harry, though.
No. I mean, but it's like Rowan Farrow. I mean, he looks nothing like Woody Allen and a lot like Sinatra. I mean, it's just...
I mean, exactly like Sinatra.
Yeah.
He looks like a small Sinatra.
I don't know why they won't... I mean, who knows? Maybe it's just a coincidence, but when someone is rumored to have had an affair with someone and one of the kids looks so much... I mean, the mouth is the same between James Hewitt and Prince Harry. I mean, come on. They're like
when you look
identical.
Prince Harry and Prince William look like half brothers. They don't look like
they look like they met on Grindr. They don't look like they've ever
like they have no similar DNA. Yeah. It looks like maybe Prince William's maybe he got I'm calling it Prince Williams like Yolanda met him. That's Williams from England. Yeah. Maybe he got a little bit of good-looking DNA sprinkled in with, a lot of Prince Charles' bad DNA. But it looks like Prince Harry, two good-looking people came together and had a kid, and Prince Harry came out. And unfortunately, Prince Charles wouldn't be how he would be classified, unfortunately.
And Prince William is not a bad-looking guy. I mean, he's losing his hair. But he looks, it works for him for some reason, even though how old is he? Like he's 19 and he's got no hair. So you could see he has a resemblance, it seems like, to that side of the family more. But it still works as a king. For him to have it won't look bad when for him to be the king.
Bro, he had such full, luscious hair when he was a teenager.
He did. And he could have it fixed if he wanted to, but he probably just doesn't give a fuck. He's like,
I like that he doesn't. Fuck that. I like that he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, no, I'm getting older. I'm going to be the king. I got a
hot wife. I'm the king.
Yeah.
Gives a fuck.
Yeah. I'm not the screw up. I didn't dress up like a Nazi when I was a kid. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Plus, my dad is actually the prince.
Yeah, my dad is indeed the prince.
My dad is actually, he probably looks at his brother, Prince Harry, and goes, I mean, technically, yes, Prince, but you understand you have no royal DNA whatsoever. The bloodline stops with Prince William. There is no royal blood in Prince Harry.
He did have really good hair when he was a boy, Prince William. But they can't, even William, they can't boot him out. They can't say anything just because that would imply that their mother slept with some captain or whatever. I mean, nobody wants that if you're them.
Well, they were probably so relieved when Prince Harry was like, I'm going to leave the royal family. They were like, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
That's probably for the best.
King, never be anything.
Yeah, and they kind of know too. Like, there's really no reason for you to be here. Your parents are not part of the royal family. Like, some people on the phones have some theories about the toe sucking. Let's go to maybe line 2, Ben in New Jersey. What's going on, Ben?
Oh, hey, Jim and Sam. Good morning, guys.
Hi, Ben.
Jimmy,
good morning.
Congratulations on all your success with TBS, for real.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
I voted a lot for you, and I'm thrilled. I hope it goes into something better, something for you. But anyway, I think that guy was just only, like, sucking horse toes, like a big mob boss. Like, like they don't let the Kumars, they don't let the wives blow them because they kiss their children, so the Kumars blow them, something like that, Sopranos.
Maybe, yeah. Like, you to kiss your mother with that mouth, like, yeah, maybe. I mean, right. I don't know. I don't know. Don't know.
Those toes belong to the mother of my child.
Yeah.
I would say he's definitely in trouble.
I would say he's in trouble too. Yeah, I would say Prince Andrew is in Dutch. I would say if there is one person that is going to get the wrath of all this Epstein stuff, it's going to be old Prince A.
Yeah.
He's monumentally stupid. He's incapable of handling anything that they throw at him, and he just looks so guilty.
And dude, that's the
he
problem.
Does look very guilty.
He's such an idiot. He's a dolt. The man is an absolute dolt, and that is the problem. The fact that he has royal cum running through his veins is the only thing he has going for him. So they probably don't trust him with the questioning.
I think Prince Harry's pretty cool. He gave up the throne with that actress lady. I mean, let's give him a break, right?
He's the man. Markle. Prince Harry's the man, but he doesn't have any of that royal DNA clouding his brain.
Definitely not. He's got red hair. He's a Neanderthal.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
bud.
bud.
Descendants of Neanderthal. They're the last of the cavemen, so watch out for them.
I will.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
I like William too, though. Like, I don't think he's he's just kind of playing the role. I mean, but he
seems like a good dude.
Yeah, he's fine.
Like, just a normal dude. Like, he's not going to embarrass the family.
Kate Middleton's a delight.
Kate Middleton, yeah, super hot. I think. She is. Yeah, Prince William's going to be. They should just make Prince William the king now. Like, he would be like. They have a young king. They got a hot queen. Everything's good. Why not? They become like the Kardashians if those two were the king and queen.
Yeah. He's a stiff, though. William is
a little bit of a stiff. Sure.
I mean, Harry was wild. He would have been wearing fucking riding pants with no underwear. Like, he would have at least been a king that people talked about. Prince William is kind of what you want, I guess, if you're them. He's just a stiff, but she's not willing to go anywhere. Fucking queen is not giving up shit.
No, she is not. She is holding on to that throne. She sleeps on that throne. She never leaves that chair.
No. How old is she? 94 now? She's fucking ancient.
I think she's Wilford Brimley's age.
Oh, she's way older than that. He was 85.
I figured 140.
Oh, you mean the 140? Yes, you're probably correct.
Yeah. Yeah, she's another one that, I mean, as long as I can remember, she's been this old.
Yeah.
Like, when you tell me she's 94, you could have told me she was 94 in 1990. I would have been like, yeah, that's about right.
Yep.
Let's go to line 1. Joe in Utah.
Hey, guys.
Joe.
I have a toe-sucking experience, and when I'm done with the story, I want to know if Jim has one. 95% of the story is true, except for the end. I met a girl, or actually met a couple girls in Dorney Park at Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I was 17 years old. They were 15 or 16. I went back to their house. We got some beer. She took my shoe off. She took my sock off and just started sucking on my big toe, and it was like the hottest thing ever. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. But I felt like it might be illegal because I don't know how old. I don't know if it's going to be an age difference or whatever the legality was. But anyway, I put a quarter on my ankle, and it flipped off into her mouth.
Did the Zoom spaz out a little bit there?
No, it didn't.
Oh. Still there? Caller, are you on the line?
Hello?
He's still there. He hasn't dropped out.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Whew. Man. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah. But
All
he's
right, you
asked
wanna
me if
put him
I
out
had my toes sucked, in which case I have. Yes, I thought that's what he was
You
gonna
have?
say. Yes, indeed.
You want to put him out of his misery, Mike? You can hang up on him.
Yeah. He just disappeared him. He Epstein himself.
Good, good, good. He got suicided.
Yeah, Hillary got in there.
So you've sucked a toe. You've had your toes sucked.
Sure.
Yeah. What's your preference?
Sucking toes.
You like that better than having your toes sucked?
Yeah, I mean, I do.
Is that because you're insecure about your feet, or you just don't? It's
No.
just not your thing. You just don't get anything out of it.
Yeah, I would rather my olfactory erotic excitement from sucking toes. I just enjoy sucking them more. I'm very oral, so I guess I like sucking
you
more.
are.
Having my toes sucked is great, but then I'm like, well, there is a dick that you could do this to.
Right.
There's like 5 little toes that nothing shoots out of, or I have a real treat waiting for you. If
Yeah,
you want, if you
but
can
that, to
get
be
your
fair,
nose
I mean,
past the bag.
That's the same thing your girlfriends say to you.
They do. They don't
Yeah,
say.
so,
I mean,
you know,
I know
I mean-
it. They don't tell me.
Good. Right. You're right. You're over there going, suck your toes. I'm not going to suck these goofy things. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I don't mind
Well, I guess
toes. I'll suck them.
you don't mind toes. Well,
No, I don't have a full blown foot fetish.
Mhm.
Like I like them in the sense that they're a part of someone's body, but I don't. I wouldn't say it's a full on. Oh, I'm so naughty. Oh.
Yeah. Have you seen, by the way, interesting tactic, I would say, based on what we've seen in the past, but I'm sure you heard about the Brian Callen accusations that came out over the weekend?
I've heard, yes.
Did you hear the... Yeah. They put an LA Times article accusing Brian Callen of some pretty bad stuff. Like, I mean, one of the accusers is literally accusing him of rape, not...
Yeah.
Well, he did it. It's like, it's real stuff. But Brian posted an Instagram video yesterday. And he went into it, and he categorically denied everything.
Okay, good.
So, seems like he's fighting this one. So, if it's not true, then I'm glad he's fighting it.
Does he explain what happened? I didn't even know he posted something.
Yeah, no, it's like a 2-minute video, and he just says, this is completely false. My friends know that this is not... The person that's being described here is not the person that any of my friends or loved one know, and that's because it's not me.
Okay.
And so he just says, without question, I did not do any of this stuff I'm accused of, and people will give you all kinds of advice on what to do in these situations, but I'm just going to come on here and tell you straight up, this isn't true.
Okay.
So, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, I heard about that. Again, I've been so out of any of that news. It's like what these things have turned into is there's an accusation, and then everybody weighs in. And that's why I fucking hate the weighing in. Not because people shouldn't talk about things, but because it becomes like the news segment where they ask the man on the street. Mm-hmm. And every fucking dickhead is weighing in. And it's like, well, you don't know what happened. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about at all. Like, it's not even like
you couldn't
a case
possibly.
Like
yeah.
Weinstein or Cosby, that like where there was like so much evidence building and so many different news. It's like people just weigh in as far as a decision. They come to a conclusion based on the initial moment, and that's what's so fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, on either side, like there is no sort of, oh, that's something. Let's wait and see how this plays out.
Yeah, it's never that. Yeah. It's always people hear it or they read it and they have a decision, and that's it. And then the rest of their time is spent trying to back up that decision or further that view. So I found it to be very annoying.
A year from now, he could be proved as innocent, like, you know, and that hasn't changed the opinion of the person who initially already stated how they felt. You go, well, you know what that guy did. You're like, actually, it was proven that he did not do that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't.
And that's what it's turned into. I mean, somebody says something and people immediately just come to their own conclusions, and then that's it. Then the whole thing is about proving their conclusions one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's why I found that stuff really irritating, because of just what it's turned into on social media and the way people. Barry Weiss, who's a conservative columnist for the New York Times, I guess, left because she said the culture there was shitty, but she was talking about like cancel culture on Bill Maher and just the idea of what people have been doing to each other. And it was really, I read the transcript of it, and I guess somebody quoted it as saying it was social murder, where finally people are talking about the motives of people who are going after people. And I don't mean responding to accusations. I mean people that are just like looking for the next thing to latch onto, looking for the next cause to fight, you know. And so much of it, the motives behind that is because it feels good to go after people and to get people, and they never seem to talk about that. Well, they don't. So it was nice to read the transcript of that, at least.
Yeah, it's not the same as somebody who had something done to them, a victim, finally being able to come forward and say, hey, here's what's going on. Like, that has a lot of value. That's an important thing to do. It's the culture of, I don't care if it's true or not, it feels good to punish.
Yeah, there is a punishment element to it. I want to punish. Yeah, and they don't acknowledge that, because it's the same for anything, for any offense. It's the same onslaught of people lying in the sand, digging in, and just, you know, and they're just denying what they're getting out of it. That's what I think bugs me about the whole idea of it, is people are denying what the satisfaction they're getting from it. And they say things like, and this is the greatest, when they talk about, oh, it's holding powerful people accountable. Like, that's the shield. That's the plexiglass to stand behind. Like, well, how can you argue that? I mean, but they're denying the motive of how good it feels to go after somebody. And the reason you know that that's the truth is because when evidence goes the other way, it doesn't change people's. They just keep trying to prove what they were saying, as opposed to going, oh, okay, the evidence is showing me this now. So that's why I don't buy, oh, it's just holding people accountable for their, especially when it comes to like jokes and things like that. That's more what I'm thinking. That's how they justify going after people. Yeah, how they justify going after people for jokes, or how they justify going after people for like, you know, that thing that J.K. Rowling signed or any of that stuff. That's how they justify going after. They're holding her accountable for her view. To who? You? Just some guy on Twitter.
Or when you can plainly see that you were searching for something.
Yeah.
You were going through old podcasts or old YouTube videos or whatever it was, and you were looking for something that would allow you to do this. Your motivation, you were not motivated by an action that you witnessed. You wanted to find the action so it could make your feelings true. You wanted to verify your feeling that you just had and go like, no, I know he's bad. I can find something. And you're going through podcasts and you're trying to find that one perfect thing that you can then put on social, and then everybody can join in and be like, oh, thank God you're here to hold this person accountable.
Yeah, and it's funny that they never, especially when it's going back through old audio or in video, nobody ever says to the person, like, for what? Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, what are you getting out of this? And if people were more honest about what they got out of it, but they're not. It's almost like you're watching people in a play. Like, none of it feels real. It's everybody is playing their part, and nobody is looking at anything outside of the script. You know, and that's what it feels like with this stuff. With anything where everybody's making their decisions immediately.
Yeah, my role here is to be this person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I find it all irritating.
Yeah. We'll take a break.
Yes, I got to piss badly.
You go piss. They put a space shuttle back on a planet over the weekend.
Yeah.
Which is pretty amazing. We'll talk about all kinds of space stuff and more. No Bob Lazar arguments, I promise.
No.
Splashdown. Yes.
There will be none.
We'll see. When we get back, stay tuned.
All right. Be right back.
It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Social distancing. We'll be right back.
Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95.
Hey, everybody, it's Big J. Okerson.
Hey, everyone, it's Dan Soder from The Bonfire.
Through all of this madness, there are still new episodes of The Bonfire coming out every Monday through Thursday.
6 to 8 p.m. Eastern from quarantine, but they're still brand new.
The Bonfire with Big J. Okerson and Dan Soder.
So make sure you check them out, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on Comedy Central Radio,
Sirius XM 95.
Or listen on demand on the Sirius XM app.
Hi, this is Edge.
This is Adam Clayton of U2.
We have our own radio station, Adam.
It's a beautiful day. An opportunity to get into new kinds of trouble.
Exclusive shows from the band.
Bono calling Chris Rock.
I feel most at home on stage in front of
3,000 of your closest friends.
It's great to have a direct line to the world in these strange times.
We will be playing a lot of U2 music and music that has inspired us.
U2X Radio, Channel 32, and on the Sirius XM app.
These are tough times for everyone, so dealing with your timeshare may not be your biggest concern. But when this passes, do you still want a lifetime of payments, fees, and commitments for a timeshare you were misled into buying?
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshares and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have over 200 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. Give my office a call today. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare contract or you'll pay nothing.
Call Wesley Financial now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. That's 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. When the summer heat has you begging for relief, do what the world's best athletes like Dwayne Wade and Serena Williams do and reach for the ultimate instant cooling from Mission, the leader in cooling technology. Like Mission's lightweight, no-strap, breathable neck gaiter. Available in both adult and youth sizes. Designed to fit comfortably and keep your neck and face cool and covered. Stylish Mission gaiters slip on easily and provide amazing chemical-free cooling for hours. As much as 30 degrees below body temp while providing up to 50 UPF protection. In these uncertain times, they're a great solution for covering your face, nose, and mouth. Mission gaiters are machine washable and reusable over and over again, so always keep one handy in your car, at home, and at the office. Join millions of people, including Mission co-founders Dwayne Wade and Serena Williams, who are staying cool and covered with Mission gaiters. Right now, through this special offer, order 3 Mission neck gaiter face covers and get 1 free, plus free shipping. Available in both adult and youth sizes, you can keep your whole family cool and covered with Mission by going to missionradio.com. That's missionradio.com. missionradio.com.
Investors, want steady cash flow and safety? NRIA is making special accommodations to help at this time. Today, investors are extended a higher than normal 10% monthly payout return from our real estate-backed Class A Buildings Fund. You'll receive steady 10% monthly payments to your bank account, have real estate backing you, not just paper assets, and obtain returns with bonuses targeted at 18 to 21%. NRIA's 14-year track record and now $1.2 billion in new construction development backs you. You can also use your 401k or IRA to invest for monthly cash flow right now. Get 10% monthly electronic cash flow with total yields to 18 to 21% right now. Call before this special offer is over. Call 201-210-2727. That's 201-210-2727.
An offer to buy or sell any security is only made by our private placement memorandum. Read it first. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Results are annualized. National is a real estate development firm. See us at nria.net.
Royalty reigns with limited edition SiriusXM channels from Prince, Queen, and the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Explore these channels and more now through August 13th on the SiriusXM app. For more information, go to SiriusXM.com/new channels.
Underwear. It's the first thing you put on and the last thing you take off every day. And the difference between good underwear and bad is, well, you know. I'm Brian Berger, founder of Mack Weldon. At Mack Weldon, we understand that underwear is definitely not one size fits all. That's why we offer trunks, briefs, boxers, and boxer briefs in 3 proprietary fabrics. Our super soft 18-hour jersey, high-performance AirKnit X microfiber, and antimicrobial silver made with, you guessed it, real silver. Whatever your preference, we've got an option that is guaranteed not to roll, bunch, or chafe. And thanks to our signature mesh zones, we keep you cool where it counts. And all Mack Weldon underwear is backed by our try-on guarantee. If you don't love your first pair, it's on us. Make the first thing you put on Mack Weldon. You'll be glad you did.
Get 20% off your first order at MackWeldon.com with promo code XM. That's 20% off your first order at MackWeldon.com, promo code XM. MackWeldon.com, promo code XM.
No-fee personal loans are one of the many ways SoFi is helping people get their money right. You can borrow up to $100,000 with low interest rates and absolutely no fees. That's right, no fees. No shady hidden fees and no, surprise, it's a fee. For a lot of people, a low-rate personal loan is a great way to consolidate high-interest credit card debt. Personal loans can also be used for big purchases and or long-awaited home improvement projects. A SoFi personal loan also gets you access to exclusive SoFi member benefits like career coaching, member events, and more. All at no extra cost. Take the first step towards getting your money right by visiting SoFi.com/SXM. That's SoFi.com/SXM. SoFi.com/SXM. SoFi Lending Corp. Terms, conditions, and state restrictions apply. CFL 6054612. NMLS 1121636.
When it comes to giving your child a quality education from home, experience matters. Online learning might be new for your family, but Laurel Springs School has been doing this for nearly 30 years. As the experts in online learning, Laurel Springs has the tools and the curriculum your child needs to maintain their learning unhindered by whatever the future holds. Their flexible learning programs, designed for students in kindergarten through 12th grade, offer challenging and diverse courses. And Laurel Springs School is accredited by the Western Association of Schools and Colleges and Cognia, which means their transcripts are recognized by colleges and universities worldwide. Life can be unpredictable. Laurel Springs School is the online learning solution you can rely on for quality and consistency. Register your child at laurelsprings.com/SXM today and receive a waived registration fee. That's laurelsprings.com/SXM for your waived registration fee. laurelsprings.com/SXM.
Broadcasting live from quarantine. We are back with Jim Norton and Sam Roberts Show.
Chip will become far more of a tyrant than Ellen ever was in short order, should he get any kind of staff around him. Like, can you imagine the toxic work environment that Chip would create?
Yeah, the good times are over, ladies and gentlemen. His first fucking message to his fucking staff. But it's funny how invested even people are in that. Like,
oh yeah, people
maybe
love it.
She might be shitty. I met her once. I didn't really. Again, it was a 10-second meeting. She was kind of like, ugh. But she's funny. So who gives? Like, if you don't want to work for her, don't work for her. Who cares? Like, I don't see this as being such shockwaves. I mean, look, the whole "be kind" message if you're shitty is kind of, ironic. But I just don't see this as being a big deal. I mean, I don't care that much if she's nice or not.
I mean, I adore watching people who make fun of me for watching wrestling, all shocked that television isn't real.
It's crazy. And the thing is, I probably would have enjoyed this more, but she did stick up for Kevin last year with the Oscars. And she tried to she was like, hey, look, he should be allowed to host the Oscars. So, I don't really take any joy in it, but.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard she's not a great person, but I have no idea. People gossip. But I mean, it is interesting.
Sure.
To watch a person, but you can't build your career on an image
being nice
that isn't real. Like, you just can't. And there's so many. At the same time, her be kind thing. Can you imagine if somebody talked like that in real life? Like, oh, my personal motto is just be kind. Like,
it's shit.
That's not real life.
But you can build a career on a fake image. I mean, that's what most celebrities have done. I mean,
yes,
most celebrities are built on an image. I mean, it's what makes a celebrity. It's like what makes a gangster rapper popular. It's the image. It's what makes, whatever, a leading man, whatever it is. I mean,
But it's an interesting time though because everybody's got access now. Everybody's got a quote unquote platform. Those secrets don't stay hidden. You got to really work, I mean, Officer Ricky found out the hard way. You can't just proclaim, hey, I'm a drug dealer because we have the same name. If you used to be a correctional guard, if you used to work in a jail with a badge, people are going to find out, and for Ellen, it's like, man, you got to trick a lot of people. If you want to maintain this image, you kind of got to maintain the image off screen too. Because otherwise people are going to start telling your stories. And eventually it's all going to come back because people love watching that shit come down. It is funny with Ellen that nobody remembers that Ellen's already been through this once. Like, Ellen came out.
Was she? Oh,
and
she
Hollywood
came out.
locked her up forever. Yeah. She came out. And it was like, oh, cool. This is really interesting. We've never had anybody this high profile. Anyway, you go sit in this room for 10 years. Anyway, you're not welcome at our parties anymore.
But wait, did they really lock her out, though? I don't know about that. Did they? I thought they treated her pretty...
No, they treated her well in the moment. But it was a facade. Like, she came out... Her TV show was popular. And she came out on her TV show. And then Time magazine put her on the cover. And she came out in real life the same week her character came out on her TV show. Yeah. And it was like this big story. And then right after that, everything dried up. That was the end. It was gone for her after that.
Laura Dern says she lost work because of that episode.
What?
Laura Dern says that she lost work because of that episode too.
Yeah. I mean, it was like they made it believe like, oh, look, this is so progressive of us, and then it all went away because that was the mid-'90s. People weren't there yet.
What year did her? Sorry, Sam. What year did her show start? Her daytime show.
It started 17 years ago. So 2000, I think 17 years ago is what I read,
so it was
which is
6
crazy.
years after she came out. So it was 6 years after.
So
she
6
came
years
out.
she was gone. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because when she started that daytime show, it was like, oh, where's she been? She was not a big. I mean, she was a big celebrity in the sense that she had done a thing. She had done the sitcom and everything, and everybody knew who she was, but she hadn't done anything. She got locked up like Edmond Dantes.
Yeah, I didn't remember it like that, but maybe she did. I mean...
oh, yeah. That's how I remember it. But on the flip side, she came out with such a chip on her shoulder.
What's that?
That she apparently started treating everybody like garbage. And then her excuse I can't buy. Like, her excuse is that she had no idea anything was going on. And it's like, come on. Like, the people that are being accused of being shitheads directly are the high-level executives. Like, even if a high-level executive is not being a shithead to you because you're the boss, right. You know when you've got shitheads around you. You know when you've got people that aren't treating people well. What?
Nothing. Now there was one guy who said that Ellen had a sensitive nose and she would make everyone chew gum when they went in because they're rotten breath. And I guess that's not like a nice thing, but you have to realize that there's somebody who she was dealing with at that show who had dumpster breath, and she had enough. And she was like,
guess what?
Everybody chews gum when they walk in the fucking room.
She was being nice because she wasn't signaling out the one person.
Yeah.
The only reason that everybody had to chew gum was because somebody had dry mouth every morning.
One or two of them, one or two people she was dealing with had toilet breath, and she had enough.
Oh, yeah.
They're leaning in, their stupid lack of spatial recognition. So do you think for segment 3 we could? And she was like, enough of this. I'm going to vomit.
Yep. Every morning somebody would come in and lean in and give them tips for show prep. And they just wouldn't understand that they had offensive breath.
Or a hair or makeup person that would have dried spittle in the corner of their mouth that would talk to her too much. And I just think it's so great. And she was like, just dying inside.
Disgusting. And you'd send them out of the room and they'd start putting powder in their water and flavoring it.
Wait, what?
What? I just read it in the BuzzFeed article. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just a thing. Yeah. Yeah, so everybody that doesn't need to act like she was mad at the whole room. She just didn't want to single out the one person, so she says now everybody chews gum. But I bet everybody kind of knew, we're chewing gum for that person over there.
This is because of Billy. We're chewing gum because of Billy, or whoever the guy was.
Right.
Whatever the guy's name is, Mike. Who would have?
Right. Mike.
There's
they were
one
like,
guy.
They were like, hey, do you know who we're chewing gum for? And he was like, huh? Yeah.
Yep, I do.
He didn't know.
I know why.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, Ellen would come in. She's like, everybody got gum in their mouth? And everybody would be like, yes, we all have gum in our mouth. And then she'd go, okay, hi, everybody. And then they go, hey. Yeah. I mean, you get it.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. You got to deal with it. So yeah. I've heard. I didn't hear Chip was the replacement for Ellen though. I have
James heard that rumor floated. Yes.
You've heard Chip. I've heard James Corden is a name being floated around. And what's amazing is I looked on Twitter and people are already trying to dig up the stuff where James Corden is not nice. Like they're trying to already cancel James Corden before he even gets the gig. I literally saw a screen grab of a post from Reddit, and it said, "Oh, really? This is who's going to replace Ellen?" And it was somebody on Reddit saying that James Corden was rude in a restaurant once. And it was, I was like, "Come on, guys."
Yeah. Well, if he's going to be rude, that's probably where it would happen.
Yeah, probably. But you could host a TV show and be rude to people in a restaurant. You could do both. It's all right. Just entertainment.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell you, Jim. I'm imagining you have some free time, some time freed up. Now that the Chip Chipperson TBS show is over,
there will be some more time free. Yes, not that I have anything great I want to do either. Not that I have anything productive I plan on doing with it, but there will be more free time. Yes,
I've got to tell you, you might want to invest in catching up on some 90 Day. I don't know if any of you guys are abreast with what's going on. I am not watching as loyally as I was last season, that's for sure.
Right.
But I did turn it on last night, to occupy my time as the anticipation built for Chip's grand finale.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Debbie is working on 100, just going ham every episode. She is incredible this season. Debbie is just sitting in there. She does not like Colt's new girlfriend either.
No.
She didn't like Larissa. She doesn't like Colt's new girlfriend. And Colt decided to go to Sao Paulo with his new hot Brazilian girlfriend. And he brought his mom with him.
Yeah, I know. I did see a moment of that. It was a very odd decision. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was like, no, nothing weird. We're in 2 separate hotel rooms, and they're on separate floors.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh.
Makes sense.
Oh,
That actually feels right.
But watching this scene of this guy's mom reprimanding his girlfriend in a hotel room that the 3 of them were in.
I mean,
how does this become your life?
Is that where she's going, you need to grow up, young lady, and you just need to grow up and be a better person?
She called her young lady.
You know what it is? It's because they can't film a new season because of coronavirus. So they're trying to get people who people are already invested in and just do more with them. I mean, they're just doing anything now with people you already know because they can't do a whole new crop of people because of where we're at.
Do you think that this was filmed? I guess. I mean, we've been in this for so long. I guess I kind of assumed this was filmed before because I didn't know they could travel to Brazil, but maybe you could travel to Brazil.
No, this one might have been done before. This was probably, but I'm talking about the other ones they're doing, like where they have there's one with Ed standing next to a cell phone. There's a new show they're doing, which I had never heard of before. They're doing a
B90?
few new what's that?
B90 claps back?
Maybe. I don't remember.
They literally have an entire... It's garbage, right? They have it's an entire series. It's on every week. Yeah. It's a whole... I thought it was a one-off special, but I saw a commercial for it again last night where the cast of Before the 90 Days, they were all separated, and they sit in separate rooms, and they read mean tweets, and they clap back. That's the show, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Yeah, I thought it was
so boring. I can't get into it at all. And it feels like the one that aired last night is just kind of recycling, like Jim said, just recycling stories. And I mean, the Colt and his mom are the only interesting story on there. Everything else just kind of seems like filler.
Yeah.
Although I did see Christmas decorations in Larissa's in some of her shots. So I'm assuming they were filming probably end of last year.
Oh,
interesting.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Now, what about Angela? Does she have cancer or no?
Angela?
That was talked about.
No, she doesn't. We found out last night she does not have cancer.
That's good.
She is still trying to get pregnant as an obese 48-year-old.
She's still trying to tote a baby.
Oh, she's in her 50s, isn't she? And she was asking she was talking to him about maybe having cancer as she smoked. It was really funny to sit there watching her chain smoking, talking about.
Yeah, she doesn't have cancer. Although I do like, they say the rest are filler, but I do like the South African guy and the girl because they just fight all the time.
Wait.
All the time.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't familiar with them. I don't know them.
South African guy, he's got like long hair and he wears sweatshirts that are 2 sizes too small for him. And he fights with his girlfriend all the time. It's great. I like watching him fight. But yes, I would say that this is not the season that last season was. However, just for some Debbie material, Debbie has been crushing it. Debbie has been absolutely crushing it.
She's the star of the show.
She is the star of the show. Yeah, absolutely. And last week, Colt was walking around in a Speedo. So if you want to see Colt in a Speedo, it was worth the watch. I could send you the photo if you want. I got the screen grab on my phone.
And he takes his shirt off at one point, and the people are just kind of ridiculing him. And I'm like, how come no one is saying how brave he is? Like, if a woman does that, she's she's literally a folk hero. But if he does it, it's like, look at this fat fuck. And they mock him.
You're saying Colty should get some of that Lizzo respect?
Yeah, exactly. How come he's not brave and sexy and big and beautiful?
No, you're sitting there going like, Colty, you got to get your life under control. This is unhealthy what's going on with you.
20 pounds of shit in a 3-pound bag. No one is looking at like, oh, God, look at how sexy he is. You go, Colt. Mm-hmm. No one is saying that.
And he's got the thickest thighs you ever seen in your life.
Yeah, he does. Thunder thighs.
Thunder thighs is right.
Thunder thighs.
He does a thunder thighs. Yep. What an insensitive remark to make about somebody. Thunder thighs.
Yeah.
I did watch the space splashdown yesterday. The Elon Musk spaceship landed in the Gulf of Mexico very, very safely without issue or anything.
Without incident.
Without incident.
Yes.
They were talking about how crazy it is, though, that they go from zero gravity and 4G speeds or whatever the fast speeds are when you're...
I think up to 7 or 6G, yeah.
Yeah. To gravity all of a sudden coming back as the speed starts to kick in. And they say it really throws you for a loop. I really think I get motion sickness.
I was watching footage from that Scott Kelly Year in Space. It was such a great series on Netflix. And
Scott Kelly, would you have to take a nap or so? Was this last night when you couldn't sleep?
Yeah, I'll say this. He was a rather subdued interview, but the documentary he did was so great. And the re-entry, when they come in on the Soyuz, which is this re-entry capsule, and it looks like a weird little, you know what the capsule looks like. It looks like the bottom of a rocket booster. And the heat shield, and it looks like an extremely rough entry because you're doing 17,500 miles an hour, and then you hit the atmosphere and you slow down, so that's why it's all hot. And I would love to know how long and how bumpy that is, because it really looks extremely, and none of them seem to be panicking. Like, none of them are gripping stuff. They're all just kind of sitting there. I guess you expect it, and you know you're professional, and you know what it is. But I mean, they would look like they were really being jerked around and just terrifying.
It's probably why Scott Kelly was such a bad interview, because like they're not emotional people.
Yeah.
That is trained out of them to just, it's logic. Okay, this part is bumpy. This part is fast. This part is hot. And they go through all that in training so that they're prepared for it when it happens. But it makes it so that, experiencing just life is completely different for them. I would have to imagine. And the parachutes come in and everything. I was watching going, when I land in a plane and the plane touches down, as soon as that wheels are on the ground, as soon as the wheels stop, I'm trying to get up out of my seat.
Yeah.
I'm trying to reach for the overhead. I'm trying to get off of the plane. And I'm watching these guys who just crash down from space, fall in the water, and they just got to hang out in their spaceship for a while after that.
Yeah.
I would want out of that spaceship so badly. But they're just like, no, we'll just wait. I think the guy on the TV said that NASA says protocol is they have to be out of the ship within an hour. I'm like, an hour?
Yeah.
I figured they'd be wanting to get out of there within 90 seconds.
That might
Never want to
be
be in a
within,
spaceship again.
Yeah, but that might be within traveling to them if you're near them, but you're not 100%. That's why you look at the guys who would land the shuttle. It seemed like so much of a better, even though you only have one shot on your approach.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go back around if you miss. But that just seems like such an easier way to come in. As opposed, I wonder what it's like, though, when you're flying through the atmosphere like that and the parachute goes off. Like, does it feel like a huge jerk? Or I would love to know more about that, like, re-entry process. They said 6 to 9 minutes it takes. And they said, by the way, when they go out, when they leave, it's like 8 or 9 minutes to get out. But when they go to the space station, it can take anywhere from 6 hours to 2 days to dock with the space station. And I don't know what that is. You figure they'd have this figured out already. But maybe
to click in?
To click in, like maybe to line up with it. I don't know what the fuck they have to do.
That'd be so frustrating. I try to, like, when I'm trying to put my kids' toys together, after 3 minutes, I'm like, oh, screw it. No, we're just not going to have this toy. Like, I forget it. We're not doing it. Oh, screw it. Let's just go home now. We're not going to the space station. We need the gas. Yeah. No. Let's go home. Forget it. We'll ride on fumes. I'm not clicking in. It's just not happening right now. 6 hours is when it works well.
That's when it works well. It could be 12 to 19 hours. And the thing is, it's mostly done by eye. Like, I mean, the computer gets you there, but like that last moment is just the pilot fucking clicking in. And it's like, how is a computer not doing that?
Yeah. I mean, I get that we don't quite know how they work yet, but use some magnets. Just get some magnets. And have the ship magnet to the bottom, As long as you don't ask how they work, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Just don't ask.
Just don't ask, right? We have a don't ask, don't tell policy with magnets.
Yeah.
So I was happy, yeah. And Elon Musk, that's a huge success for Elon Musk. This was a SpaceX mission. NASA, of course, was involved, but that's a big deal for Elon, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it really is, and it takes some of the pressure. Because I think the Soviets were the only way we were getting up and down. The SpaceX, it was all through the Soviets, and since the, I guess the Challenger went away, whenever that was, it's only been through the Soyuz. So it's nice to have another option.
How great is it that Elon Musk is like one of the big names in space travel now? We don't have to trust the government anymore. Like the same guy who is launching astronauts back into space is the same guy who goes on Twitter and just out of the blue, just goes, the aliens definitely built the pyramids. You're like, what? And he's like, nope, pyramids 100% were built by aliens.
Yeah.
You're like, that's awesome. Because now you've got a guy who not only is open to the idea of finding aliens in space, he's convinced they're up there. He's looking for them. And if he finds them, he's going to tell everybody.
He will blab. I suspect. But then again, a guy with that kind of money, a guy who is Elon Musk, with his level of access and money, he still can't provide anything. How do any of us have a shot at getting information if Elon Musk can't get the proof?
Bro, he's going to get the proof. He's making the spaceships. He's going to find, even if he doesn't find them on Earth, he's going to find them up in space. He'll get it for us. And he's going to tell everybody. They're not going to silence him. You know why he's going to tell everybody? Because Elon Musk still wants to be cool. When he was smoking reefer on Joe Rogan's show, you know what I saw? Somebody who wants to be cool. Somebody who wants to be accepted.
Cool. Yeah.
That's it. He wants to be able to be the one to tell the world, I found some aliens. And there's nothing anybody could do about it. And I can't wait till he does.
Sometimes I look up at space so vast and I say, there's no way we can be alone.
Wow, I've never even thought of it that way.
Yeah, I say that to whoever I'm standing next to. I'll elbow them.
Yeah.
There must be life out there. Is there anything worse than when you're looking up at the stars and some fucking idiot you're with wants to have a philosophical, what do you think's up there? And you're like, oh, this is going to be a long one if I let it.
Somebody who hasn't quite grasped how stupid they actually are.
Well, here's what they're doing. They're lying because they don't care what you think is up there. They go, this is what they're saying. I'd love to tell you what I think is up there, but I need to pretend I'm asking you to springboard into my speech.
Yeah. Hey, if I ask you this, will you please ask me so I can tell you?
Yeah.
And make yours quick because I really want to get into some stuff.
I'll usually answer that by going, I don't know what's up there, but I can say for certain I'm not interested in hearing what you think is up there.
What a bummer. That's a buzzkill. That didn't go the way I wanted it to.
I can say with certainty that I have no interest in your, because I'm just, no, I understand. I'm simply not interested. I know what you're saying. I don't care.
Totally get it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about it. Egypt invited Elon to look at the pyramids himself after that tweet went out. But I think they're just trying to get some tourism dollars up. I don't think Elon's going. He's like, what do I need to see him in person? Like, I know what happened. Some aliens made some pyramids a while back. Like, I'm already aware of this. I don't know what seeing him in person is going to do to change my opinion. I got to build another spaceship. I got to find these aliens and tell them good job on the pyramids.
He's a pretty interesting guy. He's a pretty amazing guy.
I love it. This is what we've done. You know, people are so anti-billionaire these days. They've become very, the young people are very anti-billionaire. Yeah. But I feel like I'm becoming pro-billionaire because you see some real nut jobs who find their way into a lot of money. I'm not talking about the Jeff Bezos of the world. I'm talking about the Richard Bransons and the Elon Musks. I believe that if you believe in any kind of potential for conspiracy, not even any, I'm not saying like the conspiracy theories that are out there. If you believe in the potential for conspiracy, or you believe that the government does need to be questioned, one of the best things you could do is have billionaires that are not in the pocket of said government, if they're not in the pocket.
Right. And with these guys too, one of the things that makes you such a great entrepreneur is you got to be kind of willing to fail. You have to be fairly ballsy and unafraid. And these guys just take big chances on possibly flopping, and it just works out. But there's 1 million people. For every Elon Musk, there's 10 million people who flop and stay flopped. Or for every Branson, there's somebody who took a chance. I was selling records, and the next thing you know, Chris Blackwell, because Branson credits Chris Blackwell a lot, because I believe he was selling bootleg or like records or something, and Chris Blackwell didn't fuck with him, like let him do it. And I think that he flies on Virgin for free for the rest of his life.
That's awesome.
Because Branson gives Chris Blackwell, who, I think was Island Records and discovered Bob Marley and U2, gives him a tremendous amount of credit for his own success. But for every story like that, there's way more that are like, I was selling these bootleg records and they found out about it and they gave me a cease and desist. So then I went back to work at Bamberger's. Like that's the way most of those stories go.
Yeah, I'm sure. Remember Balloon Boy? Probably 10 or 12 years ago at this point, that viral story, Balloon Boy. When
did balloons?
No, he was not a boy who did balloons. It was the weather balloon that went up in the sky, and the dad had the whole world convinced that his son was up there in the weather balloon, and everybody was trying to save little Jimmy from the well, and then or Timmy, and then all of a sudden the balloon comes down, and the boy wasn't there at all. That guy, because he was like an inventor, that was his deal. He was an inventor.
Yep.
He thought he was Elon Musk too. Like he was also. It was him and Elon both had the same thought pattern. Like, let's go invent some cool stuff and change the world and make $1 billion while we're at it.
Right. But
for Balloon Boy Dad, it didn't pan out.
Didn't they try for a reality show too? Wasn't there something to do with a reality show for that? If I remember correctly,
they were on Wife Swap previously, and they were trying to angle for a reality show. Yeah, I don't think they ever got a series, but I think that episode of Wife Swap is still in syndication out there. You could still see it.
Poor boy.
But he's not Elon Musk.
No,
he thought he was Elon. He thought he was Elon. He's not. Elon Musk is the type of guy who sells flamethrowers on his website. He did that.
He did.
Yeah. I don't know if that's what made him $1 billion, but still, cool thing to do. I wish I had that kind of knowledge and power where I could just set up a website and sell some flamethrowers that I just made myself.
I do too. I'm still struggling with what to do with these chip ideas. He's selling flamethrowers and putting people in space. He's a real doer.
He's a doer. You know what? He's the type of guy who could smash a car window that he says is unbreakable and survive to tell the tale.
Yeah. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing.
But it's not an issue. People are still pre-ordering that car. It's that and the new Bronco. People love that new Bronco, man. Jeep is in trouble. They made it look just like the Wrangler, and people love the new Bronco. They said the pre-orders for that thing are so much higher than anyone's expectations were.
Oh.
I don't know if you've seen it or watched the commercial or anything for it.
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, people became obsessed with it.
It's nice.
It's nice. I like it. I mean, I drive Jeeps only, pretty much, but I do like that Bronco.
Yeah. I mean, my friend Bill D'Angelo had a Bronco many years ago. I spent a lot of time doing bad things in a Bronco.
It's not the worst things that have ever happened in a Bronco.
No, probably not. There were other things.
Yeah, my friend Orenthal had a Bronco.
Yes, he did. White. I wonder if they're going to sell white.
Well, it doesn't look anything like the old Bronco.
No.
So, but I bet they'll sell white.
It's kind of nice.
Who doesn't want to say? It's nice, right?
Yeah. How much are they going for fully loaded?
There's a few different versions. I think you can get one for $780,000.
Oh, that's reasonable.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. There's different versions of it. Like there's different levels of it and everything. What would you and Bill D'Angelo do in the Bronco?
We'd do drugs and drink in the back of the Bronco. We would all hang out in Bill's Bronco and smoke and do drugs and drink. It was fun. Just teenage boys being adorable.
Did you harass anybody?
We may have thrown urine in a cup out the window of the Bronco. That may have been the V, but then again, it might have been my friend's Volkswagen too. I don't remember. I had a couple friends with VW Bugs.
Right.
I don't remember.
One thing that is confirmed is the cup of urine.
Oh, it flew and it hit somebody on the forearm while they were there. Yeah, indeed it did.
Well, we all have regrettable situations.
Yeah. I was, tinkled.
Whoa. Is this true, what I'm reading here? Okay. I am reading a very breaking story This is not an Onion website, is it? Don't misguide me on this, Teft.
No, as far as I can tell, I'm reading it on multiple Twitter accounts.
Wow.
The XFL has been sold to a group that includes former WWE star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The Rock just bought the XFL
for $15 million.
$15 million bucks.
That's not bad. Like, we could have all chipped in and gotten it. How much did Vince lose on that?
Well, there's a lot of different stories about how much Vince lost. There are some people that think Vince may not have lost much at all because of bankruptcy filings that he went through in the right way.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know. It says Danny Garcia, Dwayne Johnson, and Redbird Capital Partners. Danny Garcia is his ex-wife that he is part of his company now.
Wow.
Have bought the XFL. That's sick.
Yeah.
You know,
with his reach, his social media, he's such a master on social media. He's so fucking good at getting 6 million views on it. Like, he could promote every game or whatever. I mean, that's a tremendous
Plus, he can make
ally.
And he can make it cool. Like the
make
Rock's
appearances,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny because when you watch the documentary on the original XFL, one of the sort of moments that you realize, one of the nails in the coffin, was when they started making it super WWE heavy because WWE was popular and the XFL wasn't. So instead of keeping it separate, they started bringing everybody in. And one of those moments was The Rock coming out and going on the field and asking the XFL crowd if they smelled what The Rock was cooking. Now we fast forward, 20 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
And The Rock just bought the XFL from Vince McMahon. So we're gonna. Can you believe that the XFL is not dead? It won't die.
$15 million bucks. I mean, again, in the world that those guys live in, that's nothing. So,
no, that's a really good deal.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the overhead is going to be expensive, but I mean, it's amazing that they're. I guess they're going to give themselves a year or two to gear up, at least a year. Obviously, because of coronavirus, you can't do much.
Yeah, I imagine they'd be on the air in February. Plus, they got to secure new TV deals, I think. But with The Rock at the helm, I would imagine they'll be able to get those TV deals.
Yeah, Redbird Capital confirmed in a press release.
Wow.
Did they bought it?
Yep.
Wow.
That's a big story.
Oh, my God.
I think it was a bankruptcy auction.
Oh.
Bankruptcy auction. See? It's a bankruptcy auction.
See, they bought it. See?
Yeah.
Where
know
did she
how
go?
mad You know how mad the investors that lost money? Because the investors lost money on the XFL, obviously.
Yeah, sure they did.
You know how mad the investors are going to be if 6 months from now Vince calls up Dwayne? He goes, let me buy a stake in that company. Dwayne's like, yeah, sure. And Vince ends up back in charge of the XFL through all this stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure Dwayne and Vince McMahon have an okay relationship.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they speak. I hope Vince gets it back. I hope Vince and The Rock together